Okay, folks, this is Colin from Kid Outdoors. I'm hoping you're going to be showing up here soon. Sorry about the little delay in the videos and stuff. I'm a little discombobulated, so things are a little off. I'm going to be in the process of making my coffee, so running a little late. I hope everybody is doing well this Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the week for 2025. I'm going to be discussing coffee, both here at home and on the go. I actually have some that I've mentioned in the past. I'd like to bring it out in here in a moment to show off. So if anybody's here to see it, please let me know. We'll discuss the kind of coffee that I usually carry on the trail or on the in my bag wherever I go. What coffees do you bring? If you bring any, or is it tea or cocoa, your choice, and let me know. I am hopefully someone will show up here shortly, and I can tell you what's going on. I am going to be disappearing here for a second because my coffee is in my Keurig right now. I just got to make it run one more time, then put my sugar in and all that fun stuff. So here we are. I hope things are going well for you guys, and I hope the first week of 2025 has treated you well. Other than that, please, hopefully you'll see the link that's in the chat, listed over here in the chat. It'll be at the top of the chat on the YouTube side. Please feel free to click the link, and I'll see about letting you up, and we could discuss what's going on. I still got to go get my coffee, like I said, so I will be back in a minute, or maybe two. Hopefully I can get this thing to work. So I will be right back, folks. Got my coffee go one more time. Kitties, you've already had your treats. You don't need any more. There's no other treats to get you. I hope I had all my coffee stuff. Everything is here still. No, I can't find it right now. Dang it. It's got to be in my bag. I'm just going to have to find it later. It kind of sucks. Talk to mom, not to dad. You two need to chill. Okay, folks. Sorry about that. Had to make some coffee and pick up some coffee. Hey, Ragnar, how you doing? We're going to be talking about coffee today. Got some locally made coffee, which you might get a kick out of. Check out the name of this place. There you go. We got this was made by recovering addicts in order to promote themselves from being good. This is a whole bean coffee right now. They do have a whole ground. This is a local one out of Iowa, out of Des Moines. And if anybody's interested, they have a website called Full Circle Recovery, as well as a Gmail account for crappy coffee. So, yeah, that's going to be tried. And so I've actually tried this. It was really good without sugar or anything like that. So there's that. Happy New Year to you, Ragnar. I'm glad you're here. I'm not sure who else is going to show yet. I was in the busy making myself some coffee. And, as you already know, I carry my travel mug with me wherever I go when I do this. You guys wouldn't believe it, but this is the first coffee I've had all day. So I had cocoa this morning because I wasn't feeling so hot. But when I'm on the trail or I'm out doing any bushcrafting things or whatever, I generally carry Folgers instant. Some people say it's crappy coffee. Not as crappy as crappy coffee, but hey, there you go. I'm not sure if you have a preference. Really? Well, if you have, great. They do have a website, I think. Do they? I don't know. Well, there is a phone number. I will post it in here if you're interested. You can get a hold of them. There's their contact information if you want to get a hold of them. 515-238-1613. So they're out of Des Moines, Iowa. So there you go. 5% of every bag goes towards locally grassroots recovery organizations such as the Recovery's Full Circle to help recovering addicts. So Jenny and I discovered this at a flea market last month, and we're going to fully support them because they really do have good coffee. One of the things that they learned in recovery is that when they're in, I can't really discuss their AA meetings or anything like that, but I can say that they do go through a lot of coffee. And one of them learned how to roast coffee, so they decided to go on their own and help others by helping themselves by helping others. So there you go. Like I said, I generally drink Folgers. Folgers Coffee House Grind is one of my favorites, which is what I'm drinking right now. I have to dig out my grinders to grind these because these are whole bean at the moment. So my wife and I are going to grind the entire bag. It's one full bag. We paid about $20 for this, which is not too bad. Good coffee. I will say that. It is really good coffee. Well packaged, as you can see. And fully resealable because it does have a little Ziploc thing there for freshness. So what we're going to do is probably end up grinding the whole thing, put it back in the bag, and everything else. They didn't have any ground at the time, but just as we were leaving, they were bringing in their coffee grinder to do fresh grind while we were there. So there's that. I generally use the small instant stuff when I'm on the trail. People usually say, "Oh, why don't you just bring grounds?" Well, I don't like having to worry about picking up my grounds or anything like that. But because to me, carrying these right here take up a lot less space than a normal can of coffee or whatever. So I use this with a conjunction with my coffee cup I usually carry with me, which is just a simple tin cup. But because I drink coffee on the regular, more now than I did before I started losing weight. So there's that. So if there's any type of brand that you want to mention, please feel free. Let me know what kind of coffee you guys prefer. Do you like dark roast, medium roast, light roast, breakfast blend, coffee house grind like myself, Folgers, any other type? Hey, CR, how you doing, brother? Glad you can make it. We're discussing coffee, as it says. I'm not sure if you drink coffee, but if you do, what kind do you drink? And thing. I am promoting myself. It's not for me, just for it's a good cause. Is the Crappy Coffee Company today. I am not drinking crappy coffee because I have not ground this yet. This is whole bean. This is a locally roasted bean from Des Moines, made by recovering addicts and stuff like that. This is their help the road to recovery. So if you want to get a hold of them for you can get your own bag of this, please let me know. I can give you the information, and you can contact them directly. They do have a Gmail account, so you can do that as well. But it is really good coffee. One of the few that I could actually drink that doesn't require sugar. Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that. I'm more of a Hawkeye Green Arrow kind of guy, but more than I am a Venture kind of guy. But I'm a DC over Marvel, but nothing wrong with that. Which is really funny since Hawkeye is supposed to be from Iowa, and he's not my favorite archer, which is really weird. Coffee. Oh, I should hide this current comment because I'm already back. Okay, cool. Me, like I said, I've tried different types of coffees on other people's suggestions. There's some that I've tried that are not a fan of. I know this is going to sound weird, but I kind of grew up on Folgers. Not so much instant, but Folgers. And I use this mainly when I go backpacking and stuff because I can carry more of that. And even though I do have a tendency to use 2 packets per cup, because I end up using a cup like this size. And I drink one of those a day, generally. The only reason I have one now because I haven't had one all day. So I'm just kind of recovering from some stuff. So my voice sounds a little rough. I apologize. On the other note is that I'm just going to see what other people would think of different topics and stuff like that for next time. We'll have to wait and see. Whether it be backpacking stuff, getting ready to go to, which is one of my deals that I usually do. I am going to be doing some other things, getting ready for my trips for upcoming backpacking trips, which I am planning to do after my surgery. I may have to start off small, mind you, but stay in the local area. Definitely some overnights that I'm going to be doing in my local area because I know there's a campgrounds that does have a tent camping area that I can go to, and I can hopefully do that as well. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I really, really appreciate that. If anybody has any suggestions for different coffee brands that you can use while either on the trail, if you're into the needing coffee and creamer, that kind of thing, I'm more of a coffee black and sugar kind of guy, but I still haven't figured out a good way to carry sugar with me on the trail because I don't want to have to carry a small jar with me full of coffee, but I'm going to call it sugar, but I don't know. I have to wait and see on that. Like I said, my voice is coming and going, which is why I'm drinking coffee right now to help me bring it back. That's better. Now, bushcraft wise, I do have some plans for doing some bushcraft stuff, probably at the same park that I was mentioning, which is called Mariposa, which is literally about 10 to 15 miles from me right now. I end up going to use a lot of small stuff like this for my bushcraft stuff, so I can make some coffee, make some sandwiches or whatever it is that I plan on using. I don't have the proper pan for this lid yet because these are not Griswolds. I guess this one fits a little better. But this one's not a Griswold pan either. This is just an American one. But that's an old Griswold. Sorry about that. As you can see, that is. Oops, sorry, I had it right the first time. There you go. That's a very old and expensive frying pan. Well, lid anyway. Yep, I know some people who carry full-on coffee with them, but when you're on a trail, I mean, I've got my backpacking cat set up over there. No food in it, mind you, right at the moment. But my kit is going to be set up for mainly using coffee, instant foods, such as like potatoes and oatmeal and anything else I can think of that doesn't require a lot of funds, as well as quick and easy meals. Now, when I'm doing the back bushcraft thing, that's a little different. I'll go a little bit more heavier on the meats and stuff, but I'll have to wait and see on that. Nothing wrong with using a Ziploc. I've seen some of those little simple black things. I was considering using straws that will be able to do the same thing as these, but I mean, these right here, they also make really good fire starters when they're not being used. But these are inexpensive, they're fairly cheap. Unfortunately, they only come to 7 per box. And if I'm out for several days, I probably need about 5 or 6 of those boxes, unfortunately. But I break them down into little individual packets, which I can keep in Ziploc bags, along with my sugar, not sugar packets, mind you, because I don't really like sugar packets because I can't really do much with them. I find their amounts very negligible when it comes to my sugar content. Another way, someone is say, like I said, they putting them in straws and heating up the sides to seal off that kind of thing. But I'm willing to take any suggestions. I also have several Tupperware containers that I could probably use, I guess. I've got one I use for my char cloth that might work similar. That originally was a soap container for like bar soap for when you're camping, but it turns out it makes a really good one for container for char cloth and extra flint for my flint and steel. Yeah, yeah. A little bit of coffee in your sugar kind of content. I can understand that. I have a measured amount that I put in. And since I've been trying to lose weight for my surgery, I have actually reduced the amount of sugar I use due to the shots they have me on, as well as the amount of coffee I drank. I used to drink about 1 liter of coffee every time I had a live. Now I'm down to about 20 ounces, which is not too bad. My wife got me this one here. As you can see, it's got all the different stuff on it, which I think is really cool. Okay, give me a second here. I'm trying to read your words here. Black and strong. I don't know if I can handle black and strong. I mean, I can handle a little bit of this crappy coffee stuff, but I can't drink it all that way. It's more of a it's more than just straight caffeine dish. I need a little sugar rush too. Since I've not been able to drink a lot of soda lately, ever since I got my shots, it kind of killed my taste buds for artificial sweeteners. Hey, Ajax, how you doing, brother? Glad you can make it. We are discussing coffee, um, various types. I've got one here that might be interest of you, possibly. Some that you've heard of, some that one you probably never heard of. Um, but this is, my normal go-to when it comes to backpacking and my daily carry, especially for my get-home bag and stuff like that. So I carry this stuff with me wherever I go because you never know when you might need a cup of coffee. But the kind that I'm going to repeat more than once. No, I am not sponsored by these guys. These are just guys I just happen to promote because I like their cause and I like their coffee. This is the Crappy Coffee Company. And this is by a bunch of recovering addicts who took it upon themselves to do better with their lives by becoming more self-sufficient and help draw themselves out of up by their bootstraps, kind of thing. That is their email, and their phone number. They're out of Des Moines, Iowa, and they learn to roast their own coffee. As you can see, it's well professionally packaged, and even got a really nice logo. So they know how to do their coffee this way. So I think that's a pretty good deal. It runs about $20 or $25, I think, a bag. Hey, love, the crappy coffee, was that 20 or 25 for that bag? 20, yeah, for the bag. So this is whole bean, so we still have to roast. It's already been roasted and everything. All I have to do is grind it. I like a more medium roast, but I do like it strong. That's the one thing I do a strong medium roast. Not quite dark roast, but right on the border. But I do, it's, like I said, this is really good coffee. Jenny and I both can recommend it. It's a really good, thing, and it's locally roasted. We have several local roasted coffees that are from Iowa. If you haven't heard, you could talk to Mandy for Amanda and Booster. She actually ordered some coffee from Des Moines to be sent all the way over to Australia. So you could talk to her about that one because like I said, we have several local companies that roast coffee here in Iowa. They don't grow it, but they do roast it. Dark coffee. Okay, you're more of a dark roast kind of guy. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm do like I said, I do the Folgers Instant when I'm on the trail because I can't really roast, carry full grounds with me because weight's a big thing. Because this is over about a pound, so it's a little heavy. So, but that is what I would use at home. Now, if I could figure out a way to have it like more of a instant for when I'm on the trail, definitely. But that's down the road. Drip, drip. Okay. Do you drink coffee, CR? I don't think I've ever asked you that. Now, for those people who are a little bit more dedicated to their Irish coffees, you can do I think that the Crappy Coffee Company would be good for that. But keep in mind, this is for people who are recovering. So it'd be kind of ironic that you're using their coffee for like Irish coffee. Now, when you're out on a hunting trip, Ajax, what kind of coffee do you bring with you? And if you do, I know some people who don't like taking stuff with them, but if I'm going to be sitting in a blind or whatever it is while I'm hunting, I'm going to drink coffee. I don't care. Tim Hortons or Tim Yeah, okay. I've heard of Tim Hortons. I'm a little far south for Tim Hortons. I don't know if can I get that here. Give me a second here. I'm gonna look. Uh, Walmart. I can order it, but I can't just pick it up. Yeah, it's not on their list of normal everyday carry stuff here in Iowa. I can understand that, Ragnar. I personally, like I said, I stick with the stuff here. I do bring some cocoa for Ian if he doesn't want it, but he's now getting to that point where he drinks his own coffee that he chooses. Um, he's in the other room right now, so we'll have to ask him about what kind of coffee he usually brings. But I like I said, I like the hot coffee house grind from um, Folgers. I have tried different brands and stuff like that, some of the cafe blends and stuff, but never really tripped my trigger, so to speak. That is also true, but that's why you wait until like later in the day. If you drink some before you leave, that's great. Have it a thermos full of hot water while you're there, and then go from there. That's what my dad did when he took me hunting as a kid. That's where I learned to like coffee. I didn't learn to love coffee until I was in the military. So there's that. Exactly. But I mean, I wish I could take this with me when I'm hunting, but I can't because I hunt mainly with a bow. But I do hunt when I can. Well, until my knees fixed, I haven't been able to, unfortunately. But I would normally go hunting with my rifle or my shotgun. But right now, I can't do either. And my boy's been doing most of the hunting lately. Um, as I mentioned in the previous lives that I have done, Ian has gotten his first squirrel over Christmas. So it is in our freezer, which we'll probably end up cooking up shortly in the next week or so. Exactly. True. Very true, Ragnar. Um, I'm normally a traditional bow hunter, so um, I also am a firm believer in uh, ground hunting over stands because I'm not very much. I don't like having to shoot down. That really throws off your aim because if you don't get it right. So I've had deer come within less than 10 yards from me while I'm standing stock still with my bow in my hand because I didn't move, and they trying to figure out what I was. So as long as you don't move, they don't care. Oh, give me a second. Squirrel? Okay, cool. Did you get any? I have not been able to get out because I can't walk. Otherwise, I would send Ian. He's got his license. Not sure about if he'd be willing to go out or not. Very true, Ragnar. Very true. Because I mean, also, if you depending on what kind of container you have for your coffee, if it's like a flask type, whatever, you could use it both as a warming mechanism for keeping your body warm as well. And rabbits and squirrels are. I'm a firm believer in small game hunting over big game hunting. For I mean, I understand for if you want a big amount of meat for all at once for the whole year, that's great. But I have a big issue with a lot of people being very territorial when it comes to hunting deer. Yet, when you're a squirrel rabbit hunter, you can pretty much go a lot more places. If you use a bow, such as using a either a hex head type arrow or a blunt like a rubber blunt, you could save your arrows as well as take down more game quietly without any uh, major issues. I haven't not been dove hunting. If it's like anything like quail, it's really, really good. Hey, Rob, how you doing, brother? Glad you could make it. I can understand that about going a little bit overboard on the coffee there, but that's why I always have one cup, and that's pretty much it for the morning. If it's like I said, if it's anything like quail or pheasant, it's really, really good. I think that if you talk to Ajax, he may have done some dove hunting. He's up from Michigan. I'm not sure what area you're from, Ragnar, but I know that I believe that Cornfed has done some dove hunting in the past. Maybe I could be wrong. He could correct me on this. We're checking out coffee today, Rob. I'm discussing some of the coffee I acquired over the last month, and one of the ones I picked up is from the local Des Moines area for a recovery group for people in recovery. They're roasting their own coffee, and it's called the Crappy Coffee Company to help people, get on the path of recovery from either drugs or alcohol. And yeah, they can be reached on at Gmail at crappycoffee dot at Gmail, and their phone number is there right there. This is a medium roast called Smooth Serenity, which is really, really nice. Really good. Like I said, I like a medium roast. And yeah, that once it's not ground yet because they didn't have any ground with them at the time. But Jenny and I are going to ground the whole bag, put it back in the bag, and be ready for coffee for quite a while. Now, could you? Okay, I have not dove hunted myself. I've quail hunted and I've pheasant hunted, and I've eaten both. Could you explain that? What how good or bad dove is? As a chef, you would probably know how to prepare it better than I would. Also, to let you know, Ian got his first squirrel over Christmas Day, and he got a really nice big fat squirrel. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see once we get more than one to try it out. May have to talk to you about some possible recipes. Right now, I mean, rabbits, we know rabbits. Jenny raised rabbits for food growing up, so she knows how to do that. Me, I grew up with squirrel and everything else, small game wise, and everything else. But when I'm on the trail, I generally, I'm out hunting. I go simple. My dad used to carry this big freaking thermos of black coffee he'd pick up from a place. I think it was Pleasantville or somewhere else. It was a diner there that we'd all meet up for on pheasant hunting, going pheasant hunting for the day, and he'd order a big thermos of coffee, and he'd drink that all day. But myself, I generally just carry one of these, and I've got plenty of ways of heating up water on the trail if I need to. I do have some thermoses for that purposes for doing coffee that way as well, but that's neither here nor there. Hey, Dan, how you doing, brother? If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome. I really appreciate it. The link is at the top of the chat. We're discussing coffee, various types, whether it's fresh ground, if it's your favorite, I don't know, coffee blend. I have no idea. I've seen some different ones that have their sugar embedded in it. I don't know much about that because it seems like a little bit more of a waste of money than anything else, but that's just me. Coffee wise, when I'm on the trail, I generally have a little tea kettle that I use for heating up water before I can do heat up my water for instant coffee and things like that. Not in Iowa. I don't think doves can be taken year round. Give me a second. Let me check something. because like I said, I'm from Iowa, and dove is, when is dove? Do we have a dove? Here we got pheasant, quail, partridge, grouse, and crow and pigeon. So not necessarily dove, but pigeon. Oh, we do have a dove. It's September 1st through the November 29th. So we don't have, our season's not all year round. The daily limit is 15. They don't say anything about a possession limit, so that's good to know. We also have teal, snipe, rail, and woodcock. So those are this kind of specialty birds. But the ones that we can get all year round without limit, continuous open season, is pigeon, which I could think would be similar to dove, but that remains to be seen. I've never eaten it. Hey, Doug, how you doing, brother? Thank you for coming. Tonight's topic is coffee, and I guess we're talking a little bit about hunting, so bear with me on that one. So we're going to be with Ragnar. We're discussing dove hunting, which I've never done, but they can do here in Iowa, but only in the fall from September to November. Right now, the only thing we have open at this particular time is, I believe, rabbit and squirrel and pigeon, coyote and groundhog. That's the only ones we have open at the moment. We still, no, actually, let me correct myself. Rooster pheasant is for another 3 days. So pheasant is still open for another 3 days. And quail is to the end of the month. Partridge is also to the end of the month. Grouse is to the end of the month. And rabbit is to the end of next month, which has happened to be my surgery date. So can't do anything about that. Squirrel is also to the end of this month. So those are the simple things right now. Well, some animals can be a bit gamey, depending on how they're prepared. The best chef we have in here right now is Rob. You need to talk to him about that. He might know how to prepare them better to make them less gamey. Unless Jenny knows how to do dove, which I don't know. Love, do you know how to do cook dove? Okay, so that would be a no. Probably on the migratory birds and stuff. I'm not sure because we have to wait and see. No, I do plan on going hunting with Herbert T eventually, as well as ST Mountain Man. I'm not sure if anybody else would be interested in doing any hunting with me this year once I get my knee fixed, because I do intend to get out and go on the trail and do some hunting. Now, both with a bow, both either longbow or recurve, or a 22, and eventually a shotgun when I get one that I like, because the one I currently have available is a little bit heavy for everything I usually hunt. Grilled with orange slices? That's interesting. Okay, there you go. If you don't like it, smoke it. I always thought it was just a matter of how it's prepared. Because I've had all things I've eaten, both rabbit, squirrel, pheasant, quail, turkey, and deer. Some of it can be gamey, some of it can't be. Just depends on the animal itself and how it's prepared. I can't cook things with orange slices because Jenny has a citrus allergy, so that would definitely be out. Um, I have not tried wild hog yet, or dove, or pigeon. I have an option for getting a groundhog in my backyard, but I have not eaten those yet either. I'm not sure if I would eat coyote, so they still look too much like dogs to me. but that's just more of a personal preference than anything else. But coffee-wise, trying to keep on topic here, but turns out to be a little into the hunting section. I know that if anybody wants to know about fishing, Cornfed is your guy. He knows more about fishing than I do. He's caught some banger big fish. He almost had the trifecta once with the panfish. So talk to him. I generally like it myself there, Rob. Well, that's good to know, Doug. Like I said, I've eaten a lot of different things. Only thing I don't really like swim wise is I'm not a fan of salmon. So I don't. It's a taste thing. It just tastes weird to me, and I just don't like it. But I do like other fish. I just don't like salmon. Don't ask me why. It is what it is. I've eaten carp. I've eaten perch. I've eaten bass, striper. I've not eaten smallmouth. I've eaten crappie. I've eaten sunfish, bluegill, even turtle. But I've not had salmon that I've ever liked. It just smells off. But generally, I haven't done a catch and cook or a hunt and cook. That's my day down in the not near future, but in the future, because our hunting seasons are coming to a close in the next month and a half. So I may not be able to get out and go do that until after my surgery, which is not till the end of most seasons. So that's my biggest issue right now, because my surgery date is the 28th of February, which is also the last day of rabbit season, I think. Give me a second. I'm double checking. Yeah, rabbit season is the last day of February. The squirrels is the end of this month. And we do have a crow season, surprisingly enough. I'm not sure if I'd ever want to do that, but if you feel up to it, go for it. Not so much for me. Like I said, we do have pigeon as open season, as well as groundhog and coyote, but that's about it. I don't talk about duck or any other deer seasons because I don't hunt either one of those. Now, if you want to talk about walleye, talk to Rob. He knows how to cook that stuff. Ian got his first walleye with Rob when we went out fishing with them once. And I literally got skunked that day. I don't consider myself a fisherman. I can fish. Doesn't make me a fisherman. So, Rob, what's the deal with walleye? I thought they had a lot of bones. So if you want to answer his question, please feel free. I would love to hear some more information about that. Game wise, I am, like I said, I'm a small game hunter. I can hunt rabbits all day long. That's not an issue. Okay. Ian would fish all day long with you if you could. Hey, Ian. Hey, bud. Oh, they're talking about one of your favorite fish, walleye, that you got with Rob, who was in the chat, by the way. Cornfed's in here. Sorry, CR. Can't be helped. If you talk about hunting, you're going to talk about eating them. Because, I'm not a trophy hunter. I'm a food on my plate kind of guy. Now, there are people who do raise their own quail, which is our friend Deb Kelson, I think. And she's out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. She made a ton of quail for the gathering back in 2023. I want to say last year, but New Year, so can't use that word phrase anymore. But when we were at the gathering that year, we ate well. Unfortunately, it was at the expense of her van dying. I wish we could raise the money to help her get a new vehicle, but I couldn't do anything about it. I think I have had some smoked walleye once. It's been a while though. Rob, you and Ian got the most fish that day we were together, correct? I know I didn't even get a bite. No, let me correct so. I got one bite, but I didn't catch anything. Down on the river. I can't remember which river we were on. I'm not sure if it was Des Moines or anything like that. But I couldn't even get out there right now with my knee being like it is. Now, I do have the setup for doing bow fishing now. So I got to see what I can do. I never got a picture of that walleye, unfortunately. But yeah, he did really good that day. He's got a good hand-eye coordination when it comes to fishing. Myself, I'm not so much. But I do have a setup with this bow right here. It's in the case. My Cerrado longbow turns out to be the best bow for my bow fishing setup. It's because it's the only one that fits. So I can plan on going. Here comes Jason, Pessiner Outdoors. How you doing, sir? Thank you for coming.
What's going on?
We're talking about coffee and hunting and fishing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was going to do some hunting tonight, but the cat ruined it.
Well, apologize sorry, Kitty. I mean, I know, Kitty has to hunt.
Nope, a cat invaded my shop.
A cat or
A cat?
Not your own cat?
No.
Well, it's doing what it's supposed to do.
It happened to be a male cat. I'm not happy about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He still has draggers.
It happens. Well, also one of the things I was discussing.
Well, the thing is, it's not feral.
He's not feral?
I think somebody dumped it off.
Oh, he's abandoned.
Yeah, I mean, he came right up to us. He's all friendly. He didn't, freak out when he saw the dog. So he's been around dogs.
So the cat distribution system struck again.
Yeah, apparently so. This is an adult male cat.
Well, at least he's friendly. That's a good thing. He's good with with actual canines, which is good.
The problem is I don't want him in my shop.
Well, I hate to tell you this. Sometimes you don't have a choice. They adopt you, not the other way around. But I was going to tell you about the coffee that we got last month while we were at the flea market. The crappy coffee.
He can live in the greenhouse.
Huh?
He can live in the greenhouse.
Well, there you go. You just got to set him up a way of getting in and out.
Yeah.
This one's called Smooth Serenity.
Uh-huh.
Good handwriting, whoever did that. Better handwriting than me. This is for coffee that was roasted by recovering addicts.
I should say Serenity Firefly on it.
Well, we are Firefly fans. So that's another good reason to have this one. This is a medium roast. We're talking about what kind of coffees we would take on we go hunting. So
almost any coffee.
Yeah, we're also talking about fishing. I have not been ice fishing yet either. I've got the gear for ice fishing. I just haven't done it yet.
Now you won't catch me ice fishing.
Is there any ice down in Texas?
Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
Only when we get a polar plunge, and you won't see me outside. I've been inside almost all day.
I have been inside all day, with the exception of checking my mail.
It got to 41 degrees today.
How much?
41.
Ooh, shiver, shiver, shiver for you.
Yes.
We are at a balmy 19 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yesterday morning, we were at 18 with wind chill.
Whoa.
Yeah.
With wind chill, let me double check mine real quick.
Yeah, right now it's 31 with wind chill, 37 degrees.
I'm trying to bring mine up here.
Oh, cold. No, we got to do a
Ours,
birthday party tonight.
um, let's see, you're doing hourly
We got
here.
dinner with the mother-in-law.
Ours
got
feels
called
like 9.
9.
So
Yeah, I know. I'm going to call my mom tomorrow.
we have a 9-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah.
But we also have a visibility for 10 miles too. So clear weather does mean colder weather, colder temperatures.
Yeah, our visibility is 9 miles.
Yep. Ours is 10, but yep, Rob is very similar to me, but he's 50 miles west of me. Oh, that's good to know there, Ajax. Now, when I'm not sure if you go hunting regularly. When you do, because I mean, I know you technically hunt for a living, technically, or did until you retired. Now you do it for fun in your shop, but
Yeah.
you have the ability to hunt for squirrel, rabbits, and things like that if you choose
Oh,
to.
yeah. And deer.
Yeah.
Beaver.
If you were to do that, you take coffee with you.
Yeah, I just come inside and have a cup of coffee.
Well, if you're out hunting, not just in your yard.
No, like I said, if I get a piece of property, it's going to be a hunting property with a small cabin on there. Excuse me.
I can understand
Tiny home. A tiny home.
Tiny homes. I got some suggestions for you if you want to do that. Ajax, corn-fed is like literally 50 miles from me here in Iowa. He just happens to be west of me, which would be really good to see that way.
I should say, when I get my piece of hunting land, there will be a tiny home on there because then I won't have to pay certain taxes.
Right, and if you get you got to make sure you have water and at least a septic system. Because
oh yeah, no, it'll be fully taken care of. It'll be like a trailer park with only one trailer, or excuse me, RV park with only one RV spot.
I didn't want to say where you were, Rob, because literally, like I said, you're about 50 miles west of me, it is true. If anybody knows where I always post where I live, the fact is that he's west of me, and on the other side of the state, going more west, is D.A.V, and if I go east and keep on going east and south, a little bit of southeast, then you get to Dan, but he's in Illinois. You go northeast, west, just on the other side of Sioux City, you run into Sioux Falls, and that's where the Mountain Man is, generally speaking. But and also we have a few others that are in state, but I'm not exactly sure where Tyler and my friend Michael is at the moment. Michael, he's a cat fisherman. And
that's the reason I'm hunting tonight, or I was going to try and hunt tonight.
So I'm sorry you got adopted, dude. You were friendly to a cat, he became yours, whether you like it or not.
No, he snuck. Somehow he got into the shop. I need to find that breach and fix it.
Well, maybe he came in when you weren't looking. When you came in.
Oh no, he came in from probably behind the washer and dryer area.
How old? What coloring?
It's a total gray cat, short hair, male.
Like Mac?
No, a lot skinnier, shorter hair.
No, color-wise.
Color-wise, you can still see this tiger striping.
Oh, okay, he's more tiger stripe than Mac's more solid. He doesn't have any stripes whatsoever.
I mean, good-looking cat, nice, and looks like he's fit and everything.
Hey, love.
But
come here, please.
I said I'm not much of a cat person.
Well, sometimes you don't have a choice in that matter. I'm a firm believer in the cat distribution system, but we tend to acquire cats because we love cats. a cat adopted.
Oh, the CVS struck again, huh?
Yeah, to Jason and Molly,
Yeah.
a male.
Yeah. This is an adult cat, a couple years old.
Yeah,
Hi, Jenny.
Hey.
It's not a baby kitten.
Oh, wow.
yeah. He's still intact. He has not been fixed.
Oh, still got the cojones.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he can be in the greenhouse, but not in my shop or my house.
What's Molly think of that?
Well, she's
I
kind
have
of
to wait for she can breathe. Understandable.
she's semi-allergic to cats.
Okay, kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Cat discussion notwithstanding.
I think he just came in here, robbed the dog's food, and went and left. I hope.
Well, he may be waiting for cleaning out your shop for you.
No, the problem is the reason why I was gonna hunt tonight because I saw 2, maybe 3 rats, and I know I saw 3 different mice.
Maybe he followed the rats in.
Yeah. Well, anyways, what I want to do is I want to save them, put them in a freezer bag, and I want to put them in the freezer, and I want to go catfishing.
Literally catfishing.
Yeah, the food chain.
So you would actually catch cats.
Yeah.
Felines, not catfish.
No, I want to catch catfish. I want to go over the river with my river rods and catch fish using
Rats.
the bait I shot myself.
Well, talk to Rob. He might know better. He's a better fisherman than I am.
I just have to get some hooks.
Well, the only thing is, I mean, if anybody's interested in some of this coffee, let me know. I can see about sending you, because these are like, for a pound of that crappy coffee is $20, which is a decent deal for a pound of coffee. This one is, like I said, it is whole bean. It's not roast. It's been roasted, but it just hasn't been ground yet. Jenny and I still have to do that. But when you're in your bug out bag or your get home bag or whatever bag you happen to take with you whenever you are on the road,
My emergency bag.
do you carry coffee?
Yes.
What kind?
Folgers.
Folgers? Do you carry like the Folgers singles, or do you carry the
The actual ground coffee.
which type?
The medium roast.
I do a medium roast, but I do the coffee house grind.
Yeah, I just do the regular old. No, you get a couple spoonfuls, you put it in a container, you boil it for about 5 minutes, let it sit for a few moments, add a little bit of cold water to it. It takes all those coffee grounds and it settles it down to the bottom.
Well, I know, and I've heard some people put egg in their coffee grind.
I'm not putting egg in my freaking coffee.
Don't ask me why. I've heard that. I think Cobbled Coffee does that. I think
I want
Ken
to poach the egg.
Rollins talks about doing that.
Yeah, if I want to poach the egg, I'll get some water and some vinegar.
I have seen mice fishing lures before.
Yeah, I have some. I have a BBZ one.
I've seen naturally colored ones. I found them on the shore. You know.
No, those are $20 plus lures.
Well, you would be surprised how many people lose stuff like that on the
Save those.
Huh?
If you come across them, save them.
Well, I don't fish for them with them anyway, but
Yeah, if
Ian's
it's the
more of a
BBZ.
fisherman than I am.
Yeah, if it's the
See me
BBZ.
fish. I'm great at catching fish, but I don't call myself a fisherman.
But if you come across the BBZ rat or a mouse lure, those things are $20 plus.
Well, the one that we got was it had like 2 hooks that went in and hooked around, but the body
Okay.
was all hollow.
Yeah, that's gonna be more like like the frog and the mouse. Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. But when we are on the road or anything like that, I generally do a lot of instant on the road because it's a lot easier. Because heating up water is easy. You know, actual making coffee with a coffee pot, that's a little tougher if you're on the road.
I think it's
Unless you have like an electric perk or something like that and a battery bank or station or something. But I don't know if you could, anybody who does a lot of fresh brew when you're out on either on the trail or camping or hunting. Camping, I can understand. You can do it over a campfire, but not so much hunting. Now, if you do like coffee, please put down the brand and stuff that you like in the chat. I'd like to, just keep it a little.
they dropped the price
idea.
on those.
Huh?
They're not expensive no more.
I wouldn't know.
That's the Temu ones. Never mind.
Hey, if they, long as they're the same thing, Does it matter where they come from? As long as they work?
Where are we at? I'm looking right now.
That's one thing we haven't done together yet, Rob. I've been to where you were camping, but I never camped with you. I fished with you, but that's about it. That's when you were over, when we were living over in Milo. And they had a ridiculously strict visitation laws at the campgrounds. We're talking about around 2020, way back then.
Yeah.
But generally, when I'm camping, I usually bring Folgers because it's a little easier. The Folgers singles are decent because I found out if you let them dry out, they really make really good fire starters when they dry out.
Yeah.
Yep, Lake Aquabi. But they since you and I were there together, they drained it and refilled it since then. Oh, wait. You're showing off something. Okay, I apologize.
Yeah.
The Spiro rat wake bait.
Yeah, look at the price on that one bait.
Well, okay, it depends on which size you go with, I guess, because it says it's all the way up to $43.99. What's the big one? How big is the big? What's the big one?
That is the big one.
Well, which? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
The $43 one, $44 one.
Yeah.
The one I saw was a small one without a tail.
Yeah. You can actually get replacement tails. Yeah, there's one without the.
Is that a rat or is that a mouse?
I believe this one here is the rat.
Okay, that's probably why.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit larger.
Have you been ice fishing yet, there, Rob? Because I have not. I've been wanting to go, but I haven't. I mean, I've got time for now. Right now, I just have no way to go.
Yeah, that 50
Where to go?
is total length is gonna be 10 inches long. Total length.
That's going to be a big fish.
Well, yeah, that's a 2.5 ounce lure. Now you go to the little 5 ounce or the little 5-inch one with a 2.5 inch length of body. That's only 7 or 5/16 ounce. So yeah,
different colors and everything. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, they're kind of neat. There's the gray one.
Okay, good to know, Rob. Because I mean, like I said, I've been wanting to go. I've got my license. I've got my fishing pole for it, and I've got my shelter. I just never done it.
Yeah, so you see those lures on the bank? Grab them. Those are free game.
Well, I never found one that looked like that one.
Yeah. Usually the fishermen will go back after those lures because they're that expensive.
Well, the ones I found were like they floated in from to the shore.
Yeah.
We found them on the on the bank, not like on the where people are walking, but near the edge of the water. Like they got snagged and they kind of floated free, kind of thing. Whopper plopper. I'm not familiar with that one, there, Dan.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I do plan on doing some bow fishing this year. I do have my bow fishing reel finally, but I found out there's only one bow that I have that'll fit that reel, and that is my takedown longbow, because the riser's longer than all the other bows that I have. So I would look forward to trying to get my first fish bow fishing with a proper bow and bow fishing reel. So I have the reel, I have the arrows. I just want to see how well I can actually do. Now, I do want to get a setup with my other bow fishing setup, but I need a different reel for that. And that's the one for this one, which will allow me to use a different kind of reel, but still I would be able to use all these bows, not just this one.
Yeah, no, I need to get a pick and tinny rail for my crossbow. So
Ian's got his setup, but he's got the hand wind kind of winder reel for his crossbow for bow fishing. But his is also very, very old school. He still needs a bowstring. and my bowstring maker will not go that small. And I'm not sure if I would be comfortable making a bowstring for a crossbow because they're much more powerful for short distance than my regular bows.
Yeah.
So I'd rather not make one of those myself because I'd rather be safe than sorry on that one. We just got to measure it and find a place that can mail us a freaking crossbow string. But I would love to see him do some bow fishing with that. Though it is a little weird. Ian, bring your bow fishing crossbow, please. Bring your bow fishing crossbow.
I mean, they named Ian after one of the most famous singers of all, Ian Anderson.
Nope, that's not who he's named after.
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of
He's
people
named after a friend of mine.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know who Ian Anderson is.
I know who Ian Anderson is, but not
Unless
who
you mention the name of the band.
I know who Ian Anderson is.
Yep, Jethro Tull.
Yep, but that's not who he's named after. He's named after a friend of mine who was a Air Force recruiter when I was stationed out in California, way before Ian was born, and I was still in the Air Force. And technically, it wasn't his real name; it was his SCA name. But I just happen to like the name Ian. Now his full name is like this long, but he just named after my friend Ian first.
Oh, Chef Outdoors just went up live. Oh, 12
Now,
commercial.
Is anybody else here bowfish?
I've never been bow fishing, but
I know SD Mountain Man he's asked me to go. So my plan in the future is to go bow fishing with him. I don't know if Rob does. Okay. I'm sorry about that, bud. You're the one that buried it. Okay. Mine, that's the thing here. It's a little wobbly here because this is like really loose. But this is the setup that come with the crossbow he got. He paid $9 for this thing. Now, it is actually not a bad size. It does fit in the armpit really well. It does not have a stirrup on it, which I would probably find a way to put one on here. But it is a hand wind setup.
how well can you pull those limbs back?
Give me a second. Let me put it on the ground because I have to push it down.
What should be like only 30?
Well, it doesn't really have to be very heavy.
No,
Not for bow fishing. But the prod is really sturdy.
So
I mean, it's well put together. It's really well made, as you can see. Look.
Yeah. So what would you guess the draw weight at?
I can't tell until I would be able to put a bowstring on it. And like I said, let me take this off real quick because this is the only thing I have issue with is this.
A couple extra washers on there, you'll be fine. Lock
Well, I
washers.
think I would probably try to add a foot stirrup or something on it to it. Make it easier.
Well, yeah. As soon as you add a foot strap, the foot strap is going to be in the way of that reel.
Well, it depends. Because once you have it, but let me see here. I would say, oh man, that would cause it's still got to be pulled all the way back to here. So maybe about 90 pounds, maybe more. Because this thing is a really thick prod, as you can see. And it is a recurve prod. So that's a little bit more flick when you shoot
You know
it.
what I'm saying? That's pretty stout then.
Yeah. Now, the only part that I've never seen before is this right here. But whoever did it designed it that way. And it has a thing for sturdying, this up right here. Just tighten this up.
That'd be nice if that was a folding stock on there too.
Well, the thing is, I think if you had to, you could probably take this off. Because it's just the screw right here, as you can see. Little bolt. but it does fit into the armpit right there. Like I said, the only thing I would probably also add is maybe the thing that goes over here. Oh, it goes over the edge of the stock. Usually you have little things right there with the bead on it.
That looks like it's upside down.
It's not. This is the top. See, this is the top. There's the rail.
It's got to be the camera angle. It looks like it's the bow is drooping further.
Well, it's because normally they have strings on them.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. And it does need some tuning, but the trigger stout, but not impossible. And it's in really good condition considering it's got to be an old one. I've never seen one like this before. Now, without this part on there, you could use it for hunting if you needed to.
Yeah.
Small game mostly. I don't think you'd be able to want to hunt a turkey or a deer with it, but you never know.
You could probably get a turkey. You'd be surprised.
Probably. But for bow fishing, I mean, you got to figure out what to do with this thing because I've never seen this set up, so I don't.
You're going to have to put it on the end of the stirrup.
Right. But that would probably make it a little more sturdy too.
Yeah, then you couldn't use the stirrup to draw it back because then the reel would be in the way.
Right. But that's, got to figure it out. That's the only issue.
Yeah, you might have to put a pick and tinny rail on the bottom side of the foregrip and put a reel on it.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Then it'll be out of the way of everything, and you can draw it back a lot easier.
Well, this is Ian's, so Ian's going to be doing all the work on that. What he wants to do with it. But like I said, as Dan was there when Ian found it. Actually, we found it at the same time, but Ian made the offer on it because the guys didn't understand what it was, and he offered them 9, and they took it. Because, like I said, Ian's found 2 bows that weekend. Huh? Sorry, 8. My apologies. Ian said you got it for 8. That weekend, he picked up 2 bows. One 55-pound fiberglass bow, hunting worthy, nothing wrong with it, no cracks, no chips or anything like that. And only thing it needs is a bowstring, which I can provide, but I just can't do the one for the freaking crossbow because I don't know crossbows. Now, Jenny, on the other hand, is amazing with crossbows because we had one when we got married. It was one of our wedding gifts. I was more accurate, but she was faster, if that makes any sense. Because I just have good hand-eye coordination. But for bow fishing, I have not found a ruling for not using a bow fishing setup for bow fishing for crossbows. If anybody does in their area, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. Have you heard of any bow fishing with a crossbow?
Oh, yeah.
Who?
They've even gone bow fishing with the air guns for stingrays.
I've seen people do that. I'm actually seeing one on one of the shorts this morning. Someone bow fishing with a. I'm not sure if it was an air gun or an air bow or whatever they call it.
That's air bow.
I didn't get a chance to look at the actual air bow itself because they were going from a perspective of shooting a fish from a boat.
Probably a javelin or
All you seen was where the bolt was, or whatever you call it. But now something like that, I would only make sure I'd go after stuff I would actually eat, because there's too many trash fish out there that people won't touch, which makes kind of sad reasoning. Because if you're going to kill it, you might as well eat it.
So I wouldn't mind trying stingray.
I've heard it's rubbery, but that's what I've heard. I've never tried it though. I have had squid.
I like squid,
but it's chewy, very chewy.
No, that's if it's overcooked.
The one I had was.
It's like octopus. There's like 10 seconds before it's too raw, or 10 seconds after it's overcooked.
Okay, so let me correct myself. I'm not sure if it was squid or octopus. So I could not tell because I don't know. But I've had turtle. I've had snake. and quite a few other things. But I usually don't hunt things I won't eat. If I can't eat it, I won't hunt it. Though that would probably be a tally for this year. I am probably going to keep a tally of all the different species I will hunt and eat. Bow fishing wise, because bow fishing allows me to do a little bit more species.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish up a video tomorrow. I'm gonna try and edit tomorrow. I might have got my computer cleaned out enough to where I can get some editing done.
Okay, CR, thank you for letting us know.
Alrighty.
Do they allow bow fishing in Canada?
Hopefully soon.
I don't know because I mean,
Oh, wait a minute. CR and CC, congratulations.
well, what happened? Oh yeah, Trudeau's gone.
Yeah, yeah. I want to see Canada get their 2A back.
Their what?
Their 2A back.
Clarify.
You know, our Second Amendment.
Oh, that thing. Okay. Their ability to carry and hunt.
And actually go hunting again.
I know they used to be able to go bow hunting more often than not.
He used to be able to do a lot of things, but that person just made everything so restrictive.
Well, it depends on who takes his place. They're supposed to be holding elections for that, apparently.
Yeah, a little bit sooner than normal.
Right. I did catch that information, so I do know a little bit, but I didn't know about the rest of it. So it's not just them. It's also Mallory too.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and Mallory. I think of the three, I think Mallory was hunting.
Yeah, they almost made it against law to protect yourself.
That's just dumb.
Yes, that's how bad it was getting.
Maybe CR should run. If he's a hunter, that is.
No,
I don't think Mallory technically could run.
I don't know.
No, she was born in Alaska. So technically she couldn't. But she is a dual citizenship, I believe. So possibly.
You know the irony of what Trump has been talking about?
What's that?
You know how all these people said, "Oh, I'm moving to Canada if Trump wins the law."
He's trying to convince him to make it a state.
Yeah,
That's not going to happen.
No, I don't want it to happen. Canada should be Canada.
If they're going to go anywhere, they should bring in America Samoa, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, all them. Because I think it's like over 4 million voters, taxpayers.
Yeah, like I said, problem is those guys are so remote. If they're paying taxes into the U.S., those islands would be losing a lot of money because it'd be all coming here to the States. That money needs to stay.
Hey,
there.
Derek, how you doing? Long time no see. Derek's been here a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, we started off with coffee, then we went to hunting, and then fishing and bow fishing, and now we're talking minor politics, which I really don't.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, there you go, CR.
I blame you on that one.
Yeah, blame me on that one.
No politics talk. But we were talking bow fishing and things like that, which I'd rather discuss anyway.
No, that'd be cool to do spear fishing.
I've seen people do it with a spear gun kind of thing.
No, I meant literally old school hand spear.
Well, okay, would an atlatl count?
No.
It's a spear chucker, technically.
Yeah.
By definition.
But I'm talking about no, it'd be total spear.
Because
I know you can frog gig. That's a little bit different.
Matt Graham has used one to bow fish, get fish with. And you know how good he is. Really good with one of those. He prefers that over a bow every day.
I think they should allow spear fishing for the salmon runs. Because you have to get in the water and you have to get in there. You can't chuck it. I mean, you literally have to spear it without it leaving your hand.
I mean, like we were talking about the propagation of frog gigs and things like that for spearfishing and stuff like that. And you'd have to be careful with that because if someone lost a gig somewhere and someone could step on it,
Oh yeah.
liability issues. And the fact is, a lot of Native Americans use salmon as a source of food and commerce. So it's kind of hard to do that.
Yeah,
That
they're
would
allowed,
restrict their ability to do what they do.
yeah, they're allowed to use nets. We're not.
Yep, just don't use the old TNT. Not allowed. As much as fun as people might think it is. No, bow fishing, I'm all for. I haven't done it yet. I've got the setup finally. I do plan on doing that this year, as well as a few other things. So, Dan, would you be up for doing some bow fishing? Because, I mean, I can't bow fish for trout. I know that. I can't do it with for catfish, but only junk fish, or trash fish, as they call it. Now, when we were at the lake back in 2023, there was gar everywhere.
Yeah.
Those were allowed.
Oh yeah.
And if I would have had one, I could have had one of those things, hands down, faster than anybody else. Because they were like not even 5 yards from me. And that would have been fun as all get out to try to do that. Now, trying to figure out how to cook them would have been a fun thing too, because I have no idea how to cook them. Because, like I've said, I only do it if I.
I'd probably put them on the barbecue with the teriyaki sauce.
Well, I mean, it's with all the bones they're supposed to have. I wasn't sure how they would, be processed properly.
No, you'd probably just cook it with the bones in, and then pry the meat off the bones like you do a trout.
So I mean, some people say fillet them. I have no idea how to do that. Because they're really long and thin. I've seen people do walleye, but they fillet those. Rob would know, but I'm not. I have no idea about that. I understand about the arthritis, Dan. I've got it too, but I have no issues with my fingers. I have it in my wrists, but not my fingers.
I've got it in my back.
I have it in my knees, but that's because of my military thing. So, yeah. I've got to get back to the local VA here in town to get some more paperwork taken care of.
I have not seen any movement at all.
Now, is the cat still in your where you're at though?
I no, because it would have came out here and tried to rub up against us.
He rubbed against you, and then it was gone.
Yeah, well, we left to go to a dinner with the mother-in-law because it was her 77th birthday.
Right.
Yeah. And then we came back and it wasn't here. I haven't heard it, so it's not meowing.
Oh, thank you, Derek. I'm glad you like my bows. This is not all my bows. A portion that I own. I have 4 bows up there at the moment. All of them takedowns. My other ones are my traditional, my 100-pounder, my 74-pounder, my 55 pounders are all in my bedroom right now. Ian, on the other hand, has a ton of different takedowns and longbows and recurves in his room. He's got one that I don't have, and that's the crossbow. Now, I won't be able to. I could probably get a what do they call it? A bow scale for that to test it, see what the actual draw weight is on that. Once I get it properly strung, because I'm not sure what the actual distance is proper for a crossbow, a recurve crossbow at that. Now, I've been an instructor for a traditional archery instructor for over 20 years, closer to 30, probably longer than that. But exactly. But I want to try bow fishing this year because the reason I have waited so long is because I'm left-handed, and left-handed gear is freakishly expensive. If anybody out there knows about bow fishing and stuff like that, you know how much hard, expensive left-handed gear is. Anybody who shoots competitively in any other firearms or any other styles know how freakishly left-handed gear is expensive. Right, Jason? Oh, sorry. You still there, Jason?
No, he's not.
Oh. So what do you think about the cat distribution system sending you a cat there, Molly?
I'm not a cat person.
We know you have a mild allergy to them as well.
Mild?
Is it not mild?
No,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
it's severe.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, I've lived with cats in the house, and my allergies were just out of control.
Well, I hope you are feeling better soon. I mean, I gotta understand about not myself, but Jenny with her allergies.
Especially with my nose.
Yeah.
And also wiping my nose a lot.
See if we're getting.
I'm back.
Oh, I was just trying to explain to people about how expensive left-handed gear is
Uh,
compared to regular gear, which is really weird. It shouldn't be any more expensive than anything else, but it is. But a lot of, which is really weird, the firearms that I end up using are all right-handed. And I don't have generally an issue with that. But be well, CR. Thank you for coming.
bye, CR.
Hope you got your food into you. Well, they say only 10% of the population is supposed to be left-handed. I disagree with that assumption because the last time they did that study was back in the 70s and 80s, and this is now 2025. And I think that number is exponentially higher because I run into lefties all the time.
You know, I think it's higher than what they actually say because remember when we were in school, if you were left-handed, they put the pencil on your right hand and made you right.
No, mine was the actual reversed. I wrote mirror backwards with my right hand until my teacher said, try it with my left. That was in second grade at the time. The one thing that most people didn't realize, it's like 4 or 5 elections back, sorry to talk about politics, all our presidential candidates at one time were left-handed. Back when Perot was going for presidency. But that was way back when, if anybody knows anything about that.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, but everyone on who was going to be president was left-handed. So we had a left-handed president get elected that year. But lefties are more common than people think. I just don't think they're not as strict as they used to be.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest with lefties. So, I mean, literally a $80 bow fishing reel, right-handed, is $80. But the same reel left-handed, $129. That is just crazy.
Well,
I mean, literally,
they got to retool everything for that.
to try to work up. Derek is talking to you. He's saying hi and everything.
Yeah, I thought I said hi earlier to him.
I don't know, Dan, but my one takedown longbow that I have back there, and that is my Atmos Survival longbow. I actually had to wait till they made a left-handed riser in order to get that bow. And that's the most expensive bow I have in all my racks, even though I do believe that my Black Widow longbow is more expensive. Now, is it my best bow? No, it's just one of my heavier, the heaviest longbow that I have. No, correction. Most expensive longbow that I have. Because it's a Black Widow. And I think that's a little bit more expensive than a $450 takedown. I know you got yours fairly cheap at a secondhand shop or a pawn shop, right?
Mine, yeah,
What brand?
white.
Hoyt. Okay. Like I said, Black Widow custom Black Widow bows are not cheap, especially a 74-pound draw one.
Mhm.
Left-handed one on top of that. Now, did I purchase it a lot cheaper than it's originally was probably went for? Probably, because it could have been a $900 to a $1,200 bow initially, because someone that heavy and that brand name, not cheap. But most
Yeah,
of the go ahead.
I can figure out how to make a holder for a cell phone
Mm-hmm.
for my bow, so I can put it over the sights, and then I gotta get it sighted in.
Oh no! Here's the thing. I saw something like that.
Yeah,
No, I've seen it. I can't. I just trying to remember where I saw it.
that's
Someone
so I can
sold-
use my right-handed bow because I got a bad right eye, so my left eye can actually see the screen, and as long as everything's lined up,
So you're technically you're forced to be left eye dominant.
I'm forced to be left eye. Yes.
Like I said, my uncle was the same thing. It happened to him when he had a piece of metal stick him in his right eye, which made him blind. His right eye, so he had to learn to shoot left-handed. So you're basically like my uncle. You have the same kind of beard and everything. Actually, you're more like my uncle than I expect. There, Jason.
That's a scary thought.
I've showed you pictures of my uncle. My uncle
yeah,
George,
okay.
he's the one that with my dad with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
You got the same beard and everything. Probably about the same height too. But he had some really beefy front forearms though. Whew.
Yeah.
About as big as mine are right now. But
Yeah, I didn't realize how red my hair was until the other night on the live stream.
you didn't know?
No,
I thought you knew.
no, I didn't know it was still pretty red.
Yeah. You're still red, dude. I will probably I can't really show you how red my uncle's was because the only picture I have of him is black and white.
Yeah.
But my dad was black haired. Me, I was common. My mom was blonde. My dad had black hair, so I was in the middle. And I started off as white blonde, went to this color. But the rest of me is this color. But I am 57 years old. What do you expect?
Hey, we earned it.
Bear Kodiak. Oh, I think Ian's got one of those. Not a 2 though.
I got the 2.
Now, is that the compound or the recurve version? I think Ian's got the recurve version. Hey, Ian? Come here for a second, bud.
Oh, that's the bow, not the air rifle.
Oh, the air rifle? I am not familiar with that.
What's up?
Okay.
The air rifle Kodiak.
I took it off because it was sapping in my computer. But your bow you got from my friend with the fur on it. What kind of? I know it's a bear, but what kind
I
of?
don't know. I wasn't sure. Last I knew, he got from Tom.
Okay.
Tom would know, but we haven't been able to talk to him in months.
Yeah, Ian's got the recurve, bear recurve.
He says he's got the compound.
Okay. I don't have any compounds. The last compound I owned was given to me by Ian that he found in a dumpster. I gave that one to Jarrett, and because he's left-handed too. Now I'm good with finding bows for people. If you want traditional bows, I'm good at that. I mean, literally, my latest bow I have up there, it's a takedown recurve. Cost me $105 shipped. And they come in right-handed and left-handed models. So if anybody's interested, I know where to get them. But I tried setting up my bow fishing reel on that new bow, and it would not let me do it because of one reason. The riser's too short. Now the riser of my takedown Atmos Survival Longbow, which is this in the green bag right here, is very similar to a compound riser because it's like really freakishly long, which makes it great for bow fishing. But it's a longbow, it can sit over a recurve like some people have. Now, if you're interested, Derek, I can send you the link for the bow, and it's a good one to have. I got it over Thanksgiving last year, and yeah, $105 is a steal. For you can go all the way up to 60. I went to 55 because that's what I'm comfortable with hunting with. Now, does Jason have a heavier draw weight on his bow? Yes.
Oh yeah,
But he's also got a lot more let off than I do.
a lot more.
Yeah. So I don't need the let off because I'm strong enough to not have to worry about it. But decently bow. By the way, the bow I'm talking about is a deer seeker. I'll get that one and put it in the chat for anybody who's interested. Ooh, that's interesting. No way that's that price. Did they lower the price?
Yeah, mine's at 76 pounds. That thing's a beast too. What's funny is they actually heard my arrows hitting the bags from the campground.
Yeah. I remember that. Now, my heavier bows, they could hear that too.
Oh yeah.
But I think mine's this one, but I'm not sure. Nope, that's a longbow. That's not a takedown. Let me check something because I know I have it. I bought mine off of Amazon. And right now at $95.90 plus shipping. Unless you have Prime, then you can get it for free. So less than $100. But you can have it left or right-handed. So I'll put that in chat so you guys know what it is.
Which
I
reminds me,
pull a really heavy bow compared to most. As Jason can attest.
I forgot I have an extra scope I can put on my crossbow.
Yep. A lot of crossbows can do that. Except Ian's. I think his is more old school.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have a rail.
He's got a rail, but he doesn't have the same raised.
Yeah, you need a scope rail.
Yeah, he doesn't have a scope rail.
It's not designed
Now,
for
this
that.
is like the kind they had back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
The kits they used to they sell to kids and people who like hunting. And someone decided to add a bow fishing setup for it. But no, I guess you could probably use the crossbows for small game hunting. You don't necessarily have to use a broadhead or anything like that. You could use something simple as a rubber blunt that goes over your tips.
No, mine's the cheapy one that I have. We'll take hogs.
Oh, I know you can do that, but you actually have to be close enough to do that. I could take hogs with what I have, but shot placement is everything, obviously. Draw weight is also a big factor in that too.
Yeah, I think that one's 100.
Now, I have a 100-pound longbow. Would I use that for hog hunting?
Oh yeah.
Possibly. But I'd have to practice with it enough to be super accurate on something that's coming at me, most likely, because hogs don't stand still like deer do.
Oh yeah, they do.
Not when they know you're there.
No, once they know you're there, their jig is up. They're gone.
They know where you're at or they're gone. Now, they could be either left or right-handed. Okay, we were discussing bows. If you take a look at the link and that's right above you there, Doug, we're talking about a cheap bow that I acquired, which is this one right here in the bottom right here. That is, I paid like $95.98 or something like that for it plus shipping, and I got it for $105 with shipping through Amazon. It can be left or right-handed. You can go from 25 pounds all the way up to 60. As a takedown recurve, it is a good starter. It's not okay. It's a little bit above a medium. It's an intermediate. It's not an actually beginner bow, but it is a good takedown bow to carry in your gear when you run out of freedom seeds, as they like to call them, if in your regular pew-pews type of situation. But you got to practice with it, just like you would at anything else. And as people say, practice makes perfect. No, perfect practice makes perfect.
Why do
As
you
Jake
think I
will
hunt
say,
mice
he
and
practices all the time.
rats? That's why I hunt mice and rats year round.
Yep. He shoots for the very small targets.
Yeah,
What you
and
hit at
and quick
10 yards, you can hit at 20 yards.
oh yeah, I could probably hit them probably a lot further.
It reminds me when I was doing a, what do they call it? A clout type shooting. It was basically I had to walk a trail and shoot at targets. And one of the targets they had normally would be difficult for a right-hander. It was between two trees this far apart. And the target was probably about 25 yards out, maybe 30. And everybody who was right-handed kept on skipping their arrows right off that tree. To me, it looked like it was shooting through a doorway, because I practiced shooting through places like that. And when it's over a foot wide, it's like shooting through a doorway for me, because I practiced shooting at those things. And being left-handed even made it even easier.
All right, good night, Derek.
Be well, Derek. Thank you for coming. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you do happen to get one of those bows, let me know. I have to do a review on this bow anyway, the Deer Seeker. I have to wait for the weather to clear up a little bit because it's freaking cold out right now.
Oh yeah.
And shooting a bow in the wintertime, well, can be done. It's not easy.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Exactly, Doug. Exactly. One thing I like about takedowns, because they get so freaking small. Well, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, ow, freaking me. Okay, let me get this one off first, because this one is the newest of my collection. Let's get them off here. This is very similar to my Samick Sage, which was my original. This one is my most durable bow that I own. But this is the Deer Seeker, which I just posted in the chat. Let me put it a little bit bigger if you can see it better. This is the Deer Seeker. Sorry, here's the name, Deer Seeker Outdoors. One thing good about it, it does have the knobs where you can take it off and everything. Interchangeable limbs, so you can change it any draw weight to any draw weight. It does have the setup for bow fishing setups. If you want to set up bow fishing into that, it'll just screw right into here like this. I don't have the reel for this particular one, so you can set this up for bow fishing this way. I prefer using a real bow fishing reel rather than a little hand wind reel, because I don't like having to worry about my fishing stuff set up. So yeah, just set it up like this. I can go bow fishing if I want to, no issues. Now, it does have the setup for, you can put a flipper rest or anything else. I'm more of a bare bow shooter, so I end up shooting off the shelf. But you can also set up for sights or a bow rack or something like that. But for the price I paid for it, less than 100, about a little over $100 with shipping. Can't be beat. Hey, Desiree, how you doing? Long time no see. Des, I have not seen you in forever. Happy New Year, happy belated Christmas, and all that stuff. I am discussing bows, obviously. This is my latest one. It's not perfect. I will say that it's got some. The only issue I have is that the riser's so short, I can't put my bow fishing reel on here because it hits these parts right here because it's this really, really long. But I can use it for regular hunting and everything, and it does break down really easy with the thumb bolts and everything else. I did put the link in the chat if anybody's interested. Another thing I like about this is the fact when you take it down, it is really, really short. You can pack it in your bag. It's a lot like the Samick Sage, literally the same design. Different woods. This one's a little bit more red than my Samick. But it just literally just, give me a second here. Just sits in there like that. Don't need tools. That's the big thing I like about these. Because trying to change things in the field is really hard to do. But there you go. Deer Seeker. And this one here is 55 at 62-inch overall height. It comes with a bow stringer, a shooting tab, and a very small arm guard, which I'm not a big fan of any of those things. Because mine, I need one bigger. I should use a shooting glove or a shooting tab, and I have my own custom-made arm guard, which I use, and the bow stringer. Now, the one that I'm most impressed with is this one here. Now, the case did not come with it. This is something I picked up and acquired later on down the road. But this is also really compact. I use it for hunting. I use it for bow fishing. Unfortunately, this one did not fit the hand bolts for this one because it tried, and it's just the bolts are too long. Now, I do have some extra bolts I want to try with this thing, but I have to cut them down just a little bit. Because I would love to be able to, please forgive me about that, knocking a bunch of my stuff off here, especially my mouse. But yeah, I have to use an Allen wrench with this one. Now, this one here fits my my AMS bow fishing reel, which I acquired secondhand, of course, because it's left-handed gear. So
Kind of back.
Okay, Jason, I would like to introduce you to my friend Desiree. I have not seen her. She haven't been here in an age, but she's here now. She's my sister. I adopted her.
Excuse me.
As you know, a lot of us adopt each other.
Yeah.
Like I adopted you as my brother, so there you go. Now, I was explaining the Deer Seeker setup and everything else, and I was getting ready to explain my my other bow, which is my Atmos Survival Longbow. Now, I do want to be able to change out the limb bolts for the thumb screw ones, because it would make things a lot easier for me, pack wise. But this thing here is sturdier than most bows that I own. Because this one here, actually, I could use this for hunting. I could use this one for fishing. And if I had the other kind of reel, I could probably use 2 different bow fishing reels on this thing with no issues at all. Because as you can see, this looks like the riser is very similar to a compound riser.
Yeah.
But it's not. This is a longbow. But this one here, I had to wait over a year to get because of the left-handed risers were not made yet when I first got them. But this is by Atmos, as you can see here. This is the 55-pound draw one. These are solid fiberglass limbs.
You're mouse hunting with that thing?
No, I'm not now hunting with it.
Ugh.
I'm just seeing if
Right.
my scope rings fit it, and they don't.
You're my brother too. They're just like Cliff is my more. I think Cliff's more my nephew because of his age, but or my younger brother. Jason, I'm a little older than you, correct?
Not by much.
He's my little brother too. Even though I'm the short one, they're my brothers. I got my brothers and my sisters. I don't care. I got everybody. Hey, Cherry, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Happy belated New Year to you as well.
Oh, I think that's a bummer.
I just found a new bow over the over in I guess it was over Thanksgiving. Got scammed for $150, which really sucks. But I ended up finding me another bow for less than $150, obviously. But the Deer Seeker bow, which I have listed in the chat, if anybody's interested, I can post it again. And if you're interested in coming up, you're more than welcome to. The link is at the top of the chat. Let's see if I still have that on my thing here.
Well, that's a bummer. I
What
got to change my rail to put
Your crossbow or your bow?
on my crossbow to put a scope on it.
Okay. Is that going to cost you extra?
If it's
Or do you have the part already?
It's going to cost me a lot. I'll just get another crossbow.
Obviously. Now, we did have advanced bow fishing crossbow shown earlier for those folks who are coming in later, which I greatly appreciate. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, guys. I'd really appreciate it. I am going to try doing some bow fishing this year. If I can get out before my surgery date, which is next month, I would like to try some ice fishing, but I can't, I don't look forward to trying to walk across the ice with a cane. That would probably really suck. But once my knee is fixed, I definitely have some snowshoes I definitely want to try and some other gear that I haven't been able to get out and do lately. But this is a really good bow. I think you shot this one once, Jason, didn't you?
No.
I thought you did. It was Cliff who shot this one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Dan did. I think Dan might have. A lot of people tried. Because I tend to pull a heavier bow than most. More of the fact that I've been shooting over 20 years. And 55 pounds may sound like a lot, but when you've been shooting it for over 20 years, it's not that much. Now, my 74-pounder got some oomph to it. I didn't bring my 100-pounder because I wasn't sure if anybody wanted. I didn't want anybody to try to hurt themselves trying to pull it.
Rail here.
What?
I can mount a rail here. I got holes for it.
Now, you've missed some giveaways there, Des. I mean, I hate to say that you have. I did some fishing pole giveaways. Molly has one. Give me a second here. Sorry for cleaning myself up there, Jason. Let me see your bow you got there. Let me go big on that one. Right, you can see it. Show it off. We're gonna look at you anyway. I will see it.
She was having some issues. Phlegm.
Okay.
Well, I'm actually taking a lot closer look at it now. I am tapped here for a rail.
Oh, there you go.
So I can put a bow setup on here or a fishing setup on here. Listen, this is
Now,
a
I
little
think the fishing
inexpensive
setup would be
one.
more like this setup, wouldn't it? Oh, sorry, like the little.
I do have to change the rail here so I can at least put on a red dot or a bow scope or crossbow scope.
I thought they usually have red dots on there generally.
Yeah, but this one here, it's not designed to have the rings on there.
Oh, okay.
So
Doug says his crossbow is 180 pound draw.
that's a big draw.
It's probably a compound crossbow, most likely.
Yeah, and you also need to be mechanical means. This one here, I can just use my 4 fingers, and I can draw this one easy.
I am glad you got to conquer that setup. I really appreciate it. I'd love to see a video about what I sent you. Now, the only thing I'm not a really big fan is the skeletal frame of yours. I understand it makes it lighter. I understand it makes it lighter, but I am not a fan. To me, there's something about having a wood stock needs more stability for me.
No, I'll take this one over Woodstock.
Oh, I can understand. Everybody has their preferences, Jason. You know that.
Yeah. I
Is
used to.
is the prod fiberglass or metal?
This one's actually polymer.
No. The prod, the actual bow.
The bow is steel.
It's steel. Okay, it's metal then. Okay,
It's
good.
steel.
Good to know.
I used to be a Woodstock fan until I got a hold of one of those synthetic soft touches, and I love those synthetic soft touches.
Well, Barnett crossbows is what I grew up with.
Yeah.
That's what that was the main one everywhere back in the day, as you already know.
Yeah.
And they are all wood stock. Like what Ian's got, the kits were all wood.
Yeah.
And all you had to do is put it together. They did them in shop class in school, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, they might have a special ring right here
Yeah.
for that rail, but I gotta look on the prices on them.
Well, if you set it up for bow fishing, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm tapped for a pick and tinny rail on the bottom.
Well, here's what I was thinking about. Maybe you could put something like this for bow fishing.
On mine, no. Mine would be under the foregrip.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they could have anything. Doug is yelling. Stop yelling, Doug. Is saying, Jason, I'm a Woodstock fan also.
Hey, like I said, if you get a hold of one of those synthetic soft touches they actually put over wood, those things are just sweet.
I've heard good things, but I
wish I
can't,
could
since
show
I've
it
never
here.
shot one, I wouldn't know.
I
I have
mean,
shot crossbows before. Jenny's was a modest 63-pound recurve draw.
yeah, if you can see here, I am. Like I said, it's right here, and I'm also, if I can turn it sideways there,
Yeah, I see the rail.
I'm also pre-tapped for it too.
Yep, I could see that. Now, could
Yeah.
that be also for an under stock laser sight, possibly, maybe?
Yeah, you could probably do that. I mean, you could probably put a nice little pick and tinny M-lock system on there. Yeah.
Or even something stupid set up for putting a little flashlight underneath there.
You could do that too.
Woodstock 99. Now, what's the draw weight on that one, Jason?
That one's 100.
Okay, that's not bad. The fact you have a decent, sturdy foot stirrup is a good thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's pretty stout. No, I got it for my birthday. What? 7 years ago.
Well,
And I know it's an Amazon. I know that.
Well, the thing is, you mentioned that one multiple times, and I would love to see you do any mods to that one. I'm a bow fan. I mean, even if you have a compound, I'm a bow fan. I love people who shoot, so I look forward to see what you guys can do with it, and what you decide to do with it. It's more than heavy enough to bow fish with.
Oh yeah, it's more than enough.
And you technically between 50 and 60 is good too. Or you want to go a little lighter. But Ian's probably could be pretty close to what yours is. Old school. It might be a little heavier because his is pretty thick.
That was actually really light. I'm really surprised.
Well, his is actually light because it's all not one big solid chunk. But it's just a little weird the way it's set up. I mean, you could shoot it one-handed if you want to, but I wouldn't do it that way.
No.
But
you want to shoot it one hand and show off, that's one thing. You're hunting, no, don't do it.
No.
Unless you got a rest on it or something like that, yeah.
Like Ian's got that, the stock, the extended stock.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you would call it. It's a buttstock, but it's not quite.
It's like a takedown stock.
Something like that. Now, I look forward to the day he shoots it in the backyard or wherever he goes hunting with it, but he can't really hunt with it in Iowa. Man, you should have left the light on. I could see you better.
No, I need to see my bait station.
Okay, because you're getting ready to hunt.
Well, I'm hoping they show up. They showed up last night real early, and I have not seen any movement last night. I mean, they started right around about 7 o'clock last night.
But you didn't have a cat then.
No,
You know what I'm thinking? If the cat got out and it's near your shop on the outside,
no,
you might be scaring them
the
away.
power of food is pretty awesome when it comes to vermin.
You didn't have a cat then. Cats can put a hamper on a lot of things.
Oh yeah,
Hey, Sean, how you doing, brother?
Sean.
Doug was saying check out Temu for the rails.
I
They
don't
might
shop
have what you're
Temu.
looking for. Huh?
I don't shop Temu.
Well, I mean, they might have it if you know what brand name of crossbow it is.
Yeah, I don't want that app on my phone or my laptop.
I don't got the app either. I just go directly to the website.
No, you still have to sign up for it and everything else.
Oh,
They know
you
your
don't-
VPN.
I'm thinking you don't have to order. You just, if you want to keep your account for people to follow that stuff, yeah, you can just order straight up from it. You don't have to worry about signing up. But I wouldn't do it very often. Made it to Seymour. Way to go. Now, what brand of crossbow is yours?
Amazon. I have no idea. It says made in Taiwan. That's all it
Okay,
says.
does it have a brand name on the box or anything like that?
No, I didn't even get a box. I just got it like as it is.
Okay. I guess you would have to do a Google Glass type situation, try to see if you can find a
There's
copy.
probably so many of them made.
Right.
I wouldn't know.
It's like the Deer Seeker I just showed you. It's a carbon copy or like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy of a Samick Sage. Because the same design as a Samick Sage, but like several generations down. Because everybody and their grandmother made Sage knockoffs, as you already know. And as I was saying,
Oh, by the way, Doug, no, I don't want even the cookies on my laptop or my phone from Temu.
what if somebody sent you something from Temu,
I won't open it.
even if it's what you need?
Nope,
Why is that?
because I don't want them. I don't want that particular company getting into my laptop and selling my information.
No. I'm not saying on the computer. If somebody sent you something from them,
Oh, sent in the mail. That's different.
that's what I was talking about.
No, don't worry about that.
That's what I was asking about what brand it was. Man, I could try to find it.
Don't worry about it.
I had some ideas about that, and I was just going to see what I can do to help. No, like I was saying, I picked up some extra screw bolts for that was going to because I thought my Deer Seeker needed them. Turns out it doesn't.
Temu is like Wish. It's just a different. It's
Think
the same
Geek
company,
and
different
a
name.
whole bunch of other stuff. Yeah, it's probably like the fourth generation of Wish and Geek.
Yeah.
Think Geek. It's just the same thing, just rehashed to a new name.
Yep. They had so many issues with it. They went out of business, and they basically just changed the name.
It's more of a rebranding of the same thing.
Yes.
Now, who knows what the next generation is going to be, but it is what it is. Have I gotten some decent stuff from there? Yes. Have I gotten some bad stuff from there?
Yes.
Yes. We both have got the same item. Yet,
Yeah. Molly's ordered it. I haven't. I won't put it on my.
no. But Ian has it says that the fire piston does work. Change out your char
O-ring?
cloth,
Oh, the
the
char
O-ring, and your char cloth.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to pull out my char cloth.
No, use
still
better
wrapped up.
char cloth. Is what he's saying.
Oh, no, I
I gave-
have char cloth.
He said the char cloth made a big difference because the char cloth that comes with it sucks.
Yeah, no, I got some of that denim in my boxes.
No, I mean if you do that and you change out the O-ring, I think you might be able to get it to work.
Yeah.
Because he got
No.
his to work.
Okay, let's see with the Temu. when you are actually with any company, when you're looking through their site,
They're cookies.
They're actually grabbing cookies off you. They are getting your information.
Right.
That's why I try and keep it as limited to very few companies as possible.
Yeah, whenever I get something like that, I make sure that I don't share my information. I make sure it's not shared. But they said you click on this thing for to get special offers and stuff. Don't click on it.
Nope. I do it through work.
Let the work computers deal with it, right?
You got
Oh, we're talking about Temu and the stuff you get from there. Now, like I said, I've gotten some decent stuff from Temu. Their strikers, steel strikers, are decent, surprisingly enough. They are machine cut steel, but they strike decently with flint or chert, depending on where you got it. Now, I even tried with Jasper. It does work. But that's down the line. But we're going to be talking. I initially started with coffee. Now I'm on to bows and Temu and stuff. But it's not intentionally trying to go that way. I can't get a bow off of that site anyway, unfortunately. Can you guess why, Jason?
Say again?
Why can't I get a bow off that site?
I don't know. Why can't you?
Take a guess.
Because I have no idea.
What's my main issue with most things archery?
I'm drawing a blank. Oh, because you're left-handed.
Exactly. They don't do a lot of left-handed gear, if any at all. So you got to be careful with bow fishing gear or anything else like that. It's all right-handed. Now, Jason is forced to be left-handed. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It puts you in a partially right mind state there, Jason. But I do plan. I can't wait to do some bow fishing. Actually, I have a question for you, Jason. The limb bolts that I was showing you earlier, I've got to cut them down from my other one that I picked up. I'm just taking this one off because it's right here by my lap here. The one that came with the deer seeker. You can see how long these things are.
Yes.
Now, my Atmos Survival Longbow does have limb bolts, but they are the ones that need an Allen wrench.
Yeah.
It does screw it. These do screw into it, but it's too freaking long by about maybe a quarter inch.
Yeah.
About that much.
My honest opinion is buy the right length of bolts. Save those bolts for something else in case you need them later on.
Well, I've been trying to find them in a shorter bolt.
Yeah.
But everything else works. It's just that it's just too long. But I have not been able to find them in a shorter bolt.
You should be able to.
No, I got mine initially off of Three Rivers Archery, and they didn't have an option for shorter length.
Call them and talk to them.
So I'm keeping the bolt that I picked up.
Yeah, because you can make a bolt shorter, you just can't make it longer.
Well, they're extra bolts anyway right at this time, because I originally bought them because I didn't think that the deer seeker came with them. I thought they were just like my my Atmos bow because it thought it needed an Allen wrench for them, and I was just going to swap them out. But this one here even comes with a bushing and everything to help it seat better. Give me a second here.
Yeah, South. I do have protective wear. I just I try to limit of what I actually go on and search. I got a tablet that's not connected to my laptop or my phone, and I use that for other searches. Or if I'm looking for certain tools
Yeah, with the bushings and stuff. Look at the distance and height.
Oh yeah.
That's a 1/4 inch, easy. Right?
Oh yeah. Like I said, you can make them shorter. You just can't make them longer.
Well, I was going to do it with my survival bow because I don't, that one there. I'd rather have it where I won't need tools. Because I mean, if I lose this, I'm basically screwed about taking it apart.
Yeah.
But with these, I just use my fingers. I don't have to worry about it. I mean, it's already short enough as it is. I mean, because these limbs are not long at all. The riser is really freaking long, but those aren't.
Yeah, like I said, order some shorter ones.
Like I said, I have not seen ones with even the option of being shorter.
Yeah, what you can do is you can run down to your local hardware store, and you can actually get the diameter and the thread count, and you can go off of that.
Right.
If
Well,
you don't,
my limbs are 22 inches.
no,
My
no,
riser-
the actual bolts itself. You get the diameter and then the thread count.
Oh, that's interesting. My limbs and my riser are the same length. So
The trifecta.
I didn't think to try that. Give me a second here.
I said I did put another light in there. That might be discouraging them as well.
What do you mean?
I put a red light in there. I found out with the low light that I did have in there, I wasn't getting very good video, so I put in a red light along with the white light.
For
It's
what?
just-
Exactly.
It's a little bit, so it's facing towards my my target, but my camera is picking up everything far better under low light.
Yeah. Even with the extra thing, it's still like way too long.
Yeah,
I would have to cut it down immensely. Yeah, I couldn't get with the way it stands. I could not get it screwed in far enough. Yeah, it only goes down that far.
yeah. Like I said, just order some new ones.
Well, like I said, they don't offer options for that. And I have no problem with because these are cheap anyway. They're like $5.
Yeah.
For these. So I am not out any money by cutting them down. And like I said, these are extras anyway. And having
Order another set, and then cut one of those sets down.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Later on, you never know. You might need a longer one. I don't know. Shoot, I don't have one.
The only issue I have is that they come with this bushing initially, but that's also for this one right here because they got that tapered head, because that allows it to sit more flush, as you can see. But these have that little ridge, as you can see right here.
Now, if you are going to shorten them, make sure you have a nut on there. You put it on there, then you cut it, then you take the nut off. It'll help recut that thread, and then you got to file down the edge.
Oh yeah, bevel it down.
Yeah,
The only issue, like I said, is that fact is that it won't sit flush because this is not a flush setup.
yeah.
Unlike this right here, which will be somewhat of a flush setup because of the way it is. Now, if I could find something similar to this without the extra setup right here, that might make a difference. Because I want something that'll sit flush, won't get caught, and it won't allow my bow limbs to rattle. It's a bad idea for that. But as of right now, I'm having to loosen them up and fold them down just to take them, collapse it down to a manageable size that'll fit in my case that I have, which did not come with it, by the way, for those people who didn't know. And I actually found that one at the Goodwill Outlet Center. It just happened to fit everything because it collapses down to 22 inches, which is fairly small for a takedown bow. So this one here is probably 66 inches overall, but broken down, it's 22 inches.
Yeah.
From right the end of because my limbs and my riser are all the same size, 22 inches. But for this thing is weatherproof. Hot, cold, doesn't matter. And yeah, this is right here is the screws for my takedown my bow fishing reel. That just happens to be in there right now. I only did have them in there because I didn't want to lose them.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I have them in there.
It keeps the mud daubers out of it too.
I don't get a lot of mud daubers
Oh,
on me.
we got a lot of them here.
Well, the thing is, I keep it in a case for
Yeah.
a case.
I'm joking about that.
Right. I don't know who made the case or anything like that, but it has 2 pockets in it with a leather divider, and it fits everything I need in here, and it collapses down to 22 inches, which fits in most backpacks. My newest bag that I just upgraded to will fit this with no issues. And you wouldn't even know it was there. The only thing I have to worry about is my arrows, as you can see here. But I will be making my own arrows and try to. Ooh, that would be an attempt to do. Take down arrows, Jason.
Yeah.
That's on my list of things I need to work on, because if I can figure out how the way to do those, because Survival Archery Systems, who makes my Atmos bow, sells them. And if I buy one of those, I can see how it's made. I could try to make one myself.
Might be cheaper just to buy them.
Well, I don't know. Because if I know how they're made, I can make it myself. But the thing is, I'm not going to sure about. I would not do carbon, because carbon is hard to cut efficiently without a mechanical or a powered drill cutting tool, like a Dremel or something like that. I don't have that equipment to do so. But I was thinking maybe, oh man, solid fiberglass ones are out because it'd be too heavy. Aluminum, maybe. There's supposed to be a combo between aluminum and carbon.
Yeah, the problem is you're going to be adding a little bit more weight because you got the ferrules to screw them together.
Right.
And again, they got to be perfectly balanced so they can spin correctly. You got to get the glue just right for the ferrules.
Right.
And that's also a point for it to fail if you have a solid impact.
Give me a second here.
I just got this thing. Like I said, the takedown arrows, I can see issues with them.
Well, here's the arrows themselves.
Yeah. You see right where those ferrules are? That's a good place for it to fail.
Yep, that's where they generally would do that.
Yeah, and they'll get loose on you just by walking around. You can't just put a wrench on them and tighten them down.
No. Another thing is, there's another version of it right there.
Yeah, it's just something tells me it's a good idea. It's a great idea to take. You can fit them into a tighter pack, but those would be like last ditch effort.
I mean, they would fit in my case that I have. No
Yeah.
work picking down. That would fit everything I need. But they're not what you call the most inexpensive. They're $20 per arrow.
Yeah.
This is why I was thinking if I could figure out a way to do it myself. Only the main difference I would do with my arrows, which this one has. I'll use this. I'll show you what I mean. I'm not a fan of vanes at all. And since I know how to fletch my own arrows, I would switch them out for feathers over vanes. And that way I could shoot whatever I need to shoot. And I could replace my feathers easily. It's just
Yeah,
the
So I got so many aluminum arrows that all need to be refletched.
I can fletch them.
Oh, yeah, I just need to get a fletcher and the glue
Got
and
both.
the fletches. Yeah,
Um,
I mean I know fletchers are like $60.
no.
My first victim right now.
Say what?
My first victim just showed up.
Which is it?
A small little bitty mouse. I saw its little ears and half of its face.
So you got
I mean,
okay. You got the minor rodent, not a major one.
Yeah, it's the small little itty bitty mouse.
Sort of like give a mouse a cookie type situation. He's testing the waters is basically what he's looking for the cat.
Yeah,
But like I said, the only thing I'm a little worried about is the bushings in this, where it screws in, right here.
yeah. I'm surprised you don't have an O-ring in there.
I don't know. That's the thing, and I'm not sure. Those look like carbons, not aluminum.
Yeah, I can't tell from here. You're gonna have to read the description.
Give me a second. Okay, it says these are spine arrows made. They're stainless steel inserts.
And you gotta remember, you gotta get the spline correctly all the way down the arrow.
That's the issue too. But
Uh-huh.
not without testing it, I wouldn't know.
You got it.
So
I just
that's
now
why I
thought
would.
about that. As soon as you
Well,
said spline, it popped into my head.
Now here's the thing. With me, I would have to make it for my bow, obviously.
Yeah.
This bow, my survival bow. And now I have to buy at least a dozen of those. Well, 3 of them anyway. Because they're $20 a piece. I would measure it out, figure out what it takes, and get my proper arrows. Because arrows for my bow, especially this one for 55 pounds, not common. Because people end up going lighter than heavier. And I don't need a 31-inch arrow because I've got a very short draw. And if I also, well, while I have broadheads, I would probably use it more, let's see, for small game, but that's that's down the road too. Oh man, but $20 an arrow though. It doesn't say what.
I need to get broadheads for my crossbow.
These are aluminum.
Aluminum? Okay.
These are aluminum. So that would be not a bad idea. I mean, for one, aluminums are easier to correct, but if you dent them really big, they're done. They're toast.
Yeah, you get anything hard with them, they're done. Oh,
Exactly.
Small.
Now, like I said, with them being short like that, I could do. Those would be perfect for crossbow bolts because the only thing you would have to do is change out the fletching a little bit and the nocks. Then you have a crossbow, $20 crossbow bolt.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad idea for you. But
no, those might be a little on the narrow side for crossbow bolts.
It depends
Bolts
on
are bigger in diameter.
it doesn't say what draw weight these are set up for, what the spine weight is. Oh, 400 spine.
That's pretty tough. No, that's light.
That's
It's
light.
It's
You need around a 300 spine or less for mine.
Yeah, for my compound, I need close to 250, 200.
Same. Mine is doesn't have the let off. Yours does. I have just as much power as yours does.
Yeah.
And I would probably have to go with a 200 spine. I'd rather be stiffer than not, first of all.
Yeah.
And going with this kind of setup, I mean, literally, this is the same setup for the fletching them. I could be doing for both for crossbows or not. Because I could probably fletch you a couple dozen crossbow bolts easy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, getting a Fletcher is like $50-$60.
No, it's not. Oh, for a single Fletcher, maybe, but not for a multi Fletcher. I got you. Mine's set up for both be left or right helical and 4 or 3 Fletch. But I could probably do mine also for 2 Fletch for a crossbow bolt.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I can probably do that you can't with your whatever Fletcher you're planning on doing. But
I'm still in the search for that.
No, but I could with that setup, I could probably put in crossbow knocks. Actually, that might work, depending on the angle of your crossbow bolt. Yeah, that would work. Because this is flat right here.
Yeah.
So I could do a 3 Fletch, and you shoot off the flat end down your rails. Yeah, that would work. And this is still work for a crossbow bolt. Because it'd be approximately about just under a little over 15 and a half inches. Because it's 31 inch overall.
Well, you got to remember those ferrules are going to be a different thing. You would have to change those out too.
Which one's the ferrules again?
The ferrules are the ones in between where you put the two of them together.
Right here.
Yep, you would have to change those out.
Well, if I'm doing it for me, these are stainless steel ones.
Yeah.
And they're 360 stainless steel takedown inserts.
Yeah, you would have to heat it up, remove it, clean it, get the new epoxy, pop in the new ferrules.
No. What I would probably do is find out where they got them and buy them direct and just don't have to take them out at all. Just leave them alone. Just have them set up as that. The only thing I would do is I would strip the fletching off and refletch them.
Yeah, I mean, those are some long ferrules on there.
They have to be. But I also, if you're going with a heavier arrow, like you and I would need, I would, find out where these come from. The inserts are the inserts. They always do the same thing. But they're cut to 31 inches long. So that's 15 and a half inches, halfway, give or take. Yeah. 2 15 and a half inch halves right there.
Yeah, and don't forget when you thread them together, you still got to get the spline to line up. And if they're not marked.
Oh, I would mark them. I wouldn't. I mean, while black is cool, I would still just mark them like normal anyway. Because when it's being shot, you can't see markings on them anyway.
No, well, like I said, you got to get the spline correct between the two pieces. Or else you'll get funky wobble.
Well, that's why the insert there is as long as it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's the only thing I would probably do is see where this. Give me a second here.
You would think they would be already marked where they already are.
It probably is. You see how only this many threads?
Yeah.
I'd put threads all the way up if I could. That way, it's harder to take apart, which means it just wouldn't just come loose. But I'm sure you can probably find these right here anywhere. Let's see here. And it says these arrows must not be shot from compound bows.
Yes, so it's recurve.
And it says right here. Actually, it says right there, crossbows. Oh, it says must not be shot from Juanita's style bows or crossbows or any other styles over 55 pounds. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that can not work for you.
Nope.
I mean, this was actually literally designed for my bow. So that's probably why. Like I said, only thing I would change out would be the fletching, which I am not a big fan of vanes at all.
They're better than nothing.
Now, doesn't mean with them being short, like 15. I mean, how long would your bolts be for your crossbow?
I can go as short as 15.
Well, these are 15 and a half.
There's my prize.
So 15-inch crossbow bolts would be
Yeah.
perfect. So they technically,
If I had 16 or 17, it'd probably be better.
right. But here's the thing: if you're just using half the arrow, right? I can take 3 of those and make 6 arrows, crossbow bolts, easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a few moments here.
I don't know anything about Bone Collector, Doug. I'm just going by what these are. I'm sure there's other takedown arrows out there. I'm looking at different. Even Walmart carries them, which is really weird. Zone Archery makes a takedown arrow. Ooh, they go all the way up to a 260 spine. That's not bad. Now, I don't know about the 108 for 6 arrows. That's not bad, but for takedown. Huh. Hey, Jason. I actually got to show them these. Folks, check this one out. This one is a takedown zone, zone archery, takedown arrows. They're 32 inches long. But you can get up in a 260 spine arrow, which is pretty good. So that goes all the way up to a 70-pound thing at 28, at the Z10s, whatever that means. For compound bows, you need like a Z10 that whatever your draw length is. Mine would be recurve longbow, which would be over here, but I'd go a little heavier to like a Z10 as well. But I don't mean, it says it's a takedown, so now, like I said, I'd probably go with they have a 250 here spine. That I definitely would probably go with. The stiffer the better. I think takedown is actually the brand name, not an actual takedown arrow. So that's probably be out. But I might consider that one. That's way too light. 400, nope. Nope. 500 is too light. I don't know if they even come in anything heavy. I have no idea. Welcome back.
Yeah, I got everything all set up, and then he kind of bolted on me.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
But I did get him on video.
I did find some really Zone Archery has some carbon arrows that you might be interested in. They go all the way down to a 250 spine weight,
Yeah.
and they're not bad. They're not great, mind you, but not bad.
Yeah. So I don't need the takedown arrows. My bow is so huge.
No. These are not takedowns. They're called
Okay.
takedowns. Is the name of the arrow? It's called a takedown.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a take game down.
Yeah. I was doing some searching for takedown arrows, and that sort of came up. So that's something you might want to consider. I don't know. But I tried looking for takedown arrows. Every one that comes up is the SAS, Survival Archery Systems.
That might be their brand.
It's possible.
Yeah, that was the big rat. That's somewhere maybe between 11 and 13 inches.
That's my main issue with most takedown arrows. They don't go below 400 spine. Now they might work for my bow here, but I don't know.
Yeah, they probably do that for a reason due to stability
Probably.
and reliability.
The main thing I would definitely change out would be the fletching. I'm not a big fan of vanes, but people say, "What does it handle the weather better?" No, because one of the big problem with plastic vanes is that if you lay it down or pitch it somewhere for any length of time, they will set in that position. And
Yeah, not only that, they do come off easy.
you can replace them, but
I know
a feather
you can
won't do
replace
that.
them, but they come off easy. They come off easy.
Yeah, they do peel easy too. Yeah,
Yes.
but the feathers don't do that.
No.
And feathers are more weather resistant than people think, and they work wet even. But that's one of the things I'll probably be doing when I make arrows this year. I am going to be making a dozen arrows for myself, four-fletched. I've got the I'll show you the fletching that I'm using. Which, by the way, just because you're not a fan of the Timu brand, this is what I got. These.
Oh yeah.
These are from Timu. But these things are artificially barred, 5-inch shield cut. I paid $20 for these. For 50. That's a good price. Really nice fletching. I can make a dozen arrows with this with some extras left over. So all I need is the shabs, and I'm going to be getting those from Three Rivers Archery because they have ready-made shabs. I can get them cut to the right length. I can they make sure they have nocks on them already, even field points if I want to go that route, which I don't. But I do want them cut down to the appropriate length. But I can get them for cheap, like $108 with everything cut down proper. And with me fletching my own arrows, saves me a ton of money. Because I go with cedar arrows, and I like to get them heavy. Because I shoot better with a heavy spine than I do with a lighter one. Because I don't like Archer's Paradox at all. Because if you get your arrows to do this or this, your shot's going to be off all over the place. Now, if you were to get new arrows for your bow, Jason, how much would that run you?
It varies depending on the
But
time of the
if you
year.
get everything the right way you want it.
Usually I can get a half a dozen for like $35.
With the right draw weight?
Yeah,
Really?
I gotta catch it at the right time of year. That's the whole thing.
Oh, I don't have to
Right
wait.
after hunting season. Oh, hold on.
Oh, he's there. He's back. Mouse is back. Back again. See if he brought a friend. He'll be back, folks.
I'm gonna wait. It's just a little itty bitty tiny mouse. I want the bigger prize.
Learn the hard way. You can't shoot your compound without a release. You're screwed. You can. I know some people who do. I use a fingertip release. I use a glove. Now, some people like shooting with triggers and such. If that's you're comfortable with, go with that. Jason uses a release, I believe.
Yeah, I've learned to use my bare fingers.
I like shooting with my glove because that's what I'm used to. But I cannot shoot with a tab to save my life. Because if I got to speed shoot at all, it messes it up every freaking time.
Yeah, like I said, for me, I need to get my ring on my string so I can use my trigger, my release.
Now, these are the shafts I was thinking about making. They look actually really decent, as you can see. Yep. What the heck happened? I didn't do that. Did I?
That little mouse is so tempting right now just because it's there.
Right.
I want the bigger prize.
You want the rat.
So I know there's 2 rats. A third one, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's 2 or 3. I do know there's definitely 2 of them.
Well, the main reason I was looking at this one for myself, though, Jason, is the fact that everything is done. It's dipped, it's stained, and it's even got its own cresting. And it's not necessarily a bad setup because, I mean, I like the cresting, as you can see, and I like the color. And for the price, it's like 108 for 6. I think. Or is that a dozen? I think it's a dozen. Because I can go all the way up to 80. And I would go 70. I didn't do that. What the heck? Cut this. The length was my 28 because I'm got freaking short arms.
All right. Clean my lens on my phone.
Yeah, 116 for a dozen. And I put the own fletching on there. So that's not bad. Well, I don't use releases other than my fingers because I use a leather shooting glove. But everybody shoots whatever they're comfortable with because, I mean, I used to be pretty much a snob versus traditional versus compound back in the day, but then I realized we're all archers. Whatever works best for you is all that matters. Now, do I pull a heavier bow than most? Sure. But that's what I'm comfortable with.
There we go. There, I sent you a picture.
Instagram?
Yes. You'll see how small that guy really is.
Okay, I'll be right there. I'm going to take a look.
That's a 1 3/4 inch piece of pine that the bait station is sitting on. He's just barely over 2 inches in length. That's just body.
He's almost like shrew size.
Yes. That's how small of targets I'm shooting.
Folks, this is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's the target. That's the target. That's the mouse.
Yeah, that circle right there in the middle of that target right there, that is a 1 inch circle.
He would fit in there without even trying
Yes, I know.
in that circle. He would not have to scrunch or anything. He just walked straight through.
Look how well that picture came out really well since I added that red lamp inside that room.
And that's your bait station right there too?
Yes, he's actually on the bait station.
Okay.
As soon as I see him take off, that means the rat will probably be not too far behind.
Well, if he's not careful, the rat will eat him.
Oh yeah.
Rats are not discriminate. They do not discriminate in what they eat,
No. Rats will actually kill mice.
which is not necessarily a bad thing, but you're out of practice when you do that. But that's not bad, though.
Yeah, that's why I practice with very, very small targets.
I shared the picture, folks. That way Jason didn't have to.
Yeah.
He could have, but he didn't have to. But, yeah. Personally, you know what I would probably end up using?
I wish I could do this live.
I know you can't.
Yes, I just took that picture. He's still sitting there right now, eating out of the bait station, out of the little hole.
Yeah, that was a live picture there, Tyler.
Yeah. So he's actually, right now, he's pulling all the sunflower seeds out towards the bottom. That
Shoving
tube
them in
is
his
full of
fist.
sunflower seeds. So that means it'll be a little bit more accessible for the rat to reach up in there.
Just a little wood mouse, right? A field mouse?
Yeah, that's going to be just a little gray house mouse.
No, when I was younger, I used to be really good with a blowgun, which is not too far different than your air rifles.
Yeah.
But I would be able to hit target that small, easy, from probably about 10 yards. That's with a lot of practice, though. Because
Yeah,
those things are, once you know what you're doing, you don't need sights or anything with the blowgun.
Yeah, I put out a video about a month ago of the 2 mice that I shot. And those ones, you actually see it hit, and one mouse goes flying. And then the other one just DRT right there, just rolled over, just right there, didn't move.
Oh, so apparently Doug has a snake season down there. You still can shoot iguanas down that way too, right?
You really have to go to South Florida for that.
Where is he at?
But Doug?
Look what his name is. South Florida. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, no, they're way South Florida. They're like in the bottom quarter.
Like Key West? Or
Yeah,
wherever it is?
like Miami area.
Well, he's
maybe-
further south than that.
Yeah, and maybe about 50 to 100 miles north of that. And the iguanas start thinning out.
I know where Doug lives because I've got his address, obviously. But what's his name? The other guy that we were talking to, he's was it Ark, I think. He's further south than him.
Yeah. Okay, my battery's done charging. I gotta change batteries on my camera here.
Okeechobee. Okay, I remember you saying something about that, Doug. Now, does it matter? Does it say which type of snake or just any snakes?
Probably the pythons.
Oh, I'm sure boas probably too.
Well, most of the southern states do have a, special permits. You probably can get hunt snakes, but I'm not sure what the rules are on those. All I know is if I have a snake in the house, it's fair game.
Okay, snake season in Florida is from April to October. They're ectothermic, which means they rely on sun's warmth to regulate their body temperature.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't say what type of snakes that they can hunt.
The poisonous ones.
How about pythons? So pythons. It tells you where. I don't know what else is besides pythons. The Burmese python is the biggest one.
Yeah, that's an invasive species. I don't think they have a season for those.
It's probably open season.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if there was any other snakes you could hunt besides that.
I hate this tripod. The shoe on this thing sucks.
Here. Regulations for prohibited snakes and lizards. That's if you want some. I'm wondering if what you can hunt.
Okay.
You got an alligator season. You got a Burmese python season.
Yeah. Well, we have alligator season here.
They also have a black bear, raccoon, possum, skunk, nutria, whatever that is.
A
Deer,
giant
coyote.
rat of unusual proportions.
Okay. Rodents of unusual size?
Yes.
Really? I've been waiting to use that one. And river otter. Why would you want to hunt? Okay. I like otters.
Well, if they get too high in population, they can go after your livestock.
Otters?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, they like chicken too.
I did not know that. They're sort of like they are in the weasel family, so yeah. So you can get rabbits and squirrels there. They got gray squirrels. Iowa's got multiple colored squirrels. We actually have flying squirrels here.
Yeah, they said the same thing here. I haven't seen any, but then again, I'm not out there.
Thing is, they're not common in the main areas where most parks, but they are found in the wild. So
Better save my battery.
yeah, we have 13 different types of ground squirrels, fox squirrels, eastern grays, red squirrels, and southern flying squirrels. They look a lot like. Well, here I'll show you.
Yeah, they're tiny and they're also protected.
Yeah, they're protected, but do they not look like sugar gliders?
I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the same family.
There probably are, but that looks like a wild sugar glider to me.
It does.
I would not hunt a sugar glider or one of those anyway. But
Well, you can see them on Johnny Mac's video. You can see them flying, and they're pretty small.
okay, Ian's squirrel was like this one, but a lot more red. But he was like this color. But we have black squirrels here, so. I don't see if they talk about black squirrels here. Let me see here. Yeah, this is what a black squirrel looks like here. We get a lot of these.
Yeah, I wonder how much those tails are worth.
I don't know.
But I have to check with MEPS to see how much they want for one.
Well, like I said, these are. I can't. Man, I'm trying to get this thing to be bigger, but it won't let me do it. See if that worked. Oh yeah, but you can see how
Yeah, their tails is not as bushy as the grays.
mm-mm. But we do have a lot of black squirrels in Iowa.
Yeah, the reason why I mentioned MEPS, the fishing lure company, their tassels for their travel hooks is squirrel fur from their tails. They have not
Well,
been able to find a synthetic material to mimic them.
well, look at this one.
Yeah.
That was a lot more bushy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're doing her different. You see, some of them are bushier than others. It just means that one was not as bushy.
Yeah.
Like that one. That one's really bushy.
Yeah.
Not as black as some of the ones that we have here in Newton. We have a lot of black squirrels here. More than I would expect. Okay, see how fat that one is?
Oh yeah.
That's like the one Ian got.
That almost looks like the fat woodchuck.
It does a little bit. Look at that one.
Oh yeah, he's all nice and fluffed up for winter.
Well, this is the one you'd want for your spinners right here.
Yeah.
But I mean, this one here, he's got a big fluffy tail too. But that's the flying squirrel right there. That does look like a sugar glider, though.
Yes.
And that means maybe sugar gliders got loose.
No, they've had them here.
And I've known some people who own sugar gliders, but they're nocturnal. So are these.
Oh yeah.
That's the big eyes and everything. Okay, folks, it is now 10 o'clock. Didn't realize what time it was, but we actually covered a lot of different topics tonight.
Oh, yeah.
We covered fishing, we covered coffee, we covered archery, crossbows, arrows, a whole bunch of different topics. And I'm not tired yet, but I do need to get some rest. But
Actually got a nap today too, so.
Huh?
Actually got a nap today.
I got a small nap myself. But I kind of had fun with this topic. Had some people pop in I haven't seen in a very long while. My sister, haven't seen her in forever. I'm gonna have to get a hold of her and talk to her, and go from there. I want to say thank you to everybody who came in. We had Rob, Ragnar, CR, Dan from Herbert T Outdoors, South, you, Jason, and Molly, obviously. Ajax, I don't know what happened to him, but he just kind of disappeared.
He's right here. He already put a comment in already.
Thank you for coming, Tyler. I really appreciate it. Hope you get some squirrels finally. I need to talk to more with Rob, Cornfed. Like I said, my sister Des, she was in here for a little bit.
Oh, really? Breaking news. He's under a freeze warning in Florida.
Kind of happens.
In South Florida.
And Derek Fowler, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. Okay, I got to have in my regular chat here before I can go to their channels, make sure I'm following them and everything else. I'm subscribed to Derek Fowler, 1973. Let's go to find out more about him real quick. Doesn't say much, but he's been on YouTube since 2013.
Tyler, how late are you staying up? What if I should set up my other camera?
Wow, I haven't seen my sister in forever. Her real name is Nicole. So, but I will say that there was one person who's fairly new in here that was besides Nicole is someone who came in with her. Let me see, I got to backtrack just a little bit.
Yeah, because Ragnar made it in.
Carrie, who was here for King's Tree. She's a small farmer community, so permaculture, aquaponics, greenhouses, which is your kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Now,
yeah, you
H-
check her out.
HX, how late are you staying up?
You guys gonna go live on your own?
I might.
Well, you can take over over here. From here, I'm gonna be making
Think
sure
about,
I have.
think about doing it on Instagram.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. Love you guys all, and I will catch you on tomorrow on Jason's live.
Yep.
I'm sure he's going to be talking about gardening and mouse killing and all this other stuff. Or was it? Sorry, unaliving rodents.
Mouse hunt. Rat hunt.
Oh,
Slap a rat. Slap a rat.
I do have a little tiny little baby rat here. I could. That's what I need to send you. I need to send you this little vampire with a little rat on him. You can do like a little rat kill. But hopefully, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Be well, be safe. I'm out of here in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Good night,
1.
all.